Chapter 4378. After entering, everyone was shocked. It seemed that they had to find Louis West St. King first. Everyone looked at Qin Xianer. Qin Xianer said, "I don't know where she is either." Lin Xian took a deep breath and said, "Let me do it." He used his soul imprint to contact Yushurtia and found that Yushurtia didn't know either. Everyone was looking for Louis West St. King. Lin Xian said, "Louis West St. King was injured and ambushed. She's hiding now. I don't know where she is, but it's obvious that she's trapped. We have to find her quickly. At the same time, there might be more than one Saint King here, so we have to be careful. At least before Peerless Saint King and the others arrive, they had better not find us." Lin Xian had entered the Saint City before. Previously, he had gone to the Acheron Hall with Fu Hongya, but there were conditions at that time. Silver Corpse Saint King wasn't there at that time, and a large number of Acheron Hall's experts had left, so they could sneak in. This time, there were more than one Saint King here, so they had to be very careful. Lin Xian opened his heavenly secret divine eyes and looked around. He saw some special power. It was the aura of a Saint King. Lin Xian led the way and walked towards the Acacia Hall. As the Saint City, the Acacia Hall occupied many worlds. It was like looking for a needle in a haystack, but fortunately, the heavenly secret divine eyes were very magical, so they could follow the general direction. They transformed into the appearance of the Acacia Hall's disciples and flew quickly, but in the end, they still met the people. It was a team of about 50 people. They were also looking for Louis West St. King. At this moment, when they saw Lin Xian and the others, they frowned. "Who are you?" "We were ordered to search for Louis West St. King," Lin Xian said in a deep voice. He had already disguised himself as a disciple of the Acacia Hall. However, the Taoist in front asked, "Which elder are you under?" Lin Xian naturally couldn't answer, so he didn't answer. Instead, he waved his hand, and a terrifying sword, qi, spread out. He slashed it directly. The sword qi enveloped the people in front. Courting death, those people shouted angrily and wanted to fight back, but how could they be Lin Xian's opponent? Under the sword, more than 20 people turned into a bloody mist. It was destroyed in an instant. The surrounding people were all stunned. He had killed more than 20 saints with a single strike. How terrifying was that? Damn it, an enemy had come in. They wanted to roar, but the array formation flickered between heaven and earth. The Crimson Dragon sneered with the array formation. It had long been on the defensive. "You want to send a message?" "Impossible." The Toad jumped out as well. "Watch me." The two of them attacked and killed all the people in front of them. They set off again. Although the people who were killed were from the joyous Union Palace, Qin Xianer didn't stop them because these people were their enemies. Qin Xianer also personally took action. Next, everyone sped up. He could feel that those people were also chasing after the Holy King's aura, searching. If she was found by Purple Moon Saint King's men, then Closed Moon Saint King would be in great danger. Next, they met some enemies again. They attacked and killed those people. However, at this moment, the surrounding fog spread and sealed the entire space. Hundreds of figures appeared in the surroundings. They were wearing cold armor, and their aura was terrifying. In an instant, they covered the surroundings. A cold voice sounded between heaven and earth. "Have we been discovered?" The Crimson Dragon frowned. Snow White Monkey widened his eyes in confusion. It shouldn't be. Lin Xian was also puzzled. Qin Xianer's face changed. "Oh no, they probably found out that I'm here." As expected, a man in the sky said coldly, "Qin Xianer, we guessed that you would come back secretly. I didn't expect you to really come. Why, are you looking for your master? It's useless. She's already severely injured, so you'd better submit to us obediently. Maybe if I'm in a good mood, I'll let you live. Otherwise, I'll let you know what it means to live a life worse than death." The surrounding people sneered. They had hundreds of people on their side, and only a few people on the other side. The difference was too big. They didn't care about these people at all. Qin Xianer snorted coldly when she heard that. Her face turned cold. You people dare to betray the Saint King. You'll all go to hell in the end. You're really stupid. The man on the other side laughed. The Saint City now belongs to the Purple Moon Saint King. Do you think the Closed Moon Saint King can still live? Your bloodline will be destroyed in both heart and soul. Let's not talk about anything else. Everyone, let's attack together. Lin Xian said coldly. Dragon, set up an array to prevent them from escaping. I'll use it. 10,000 green smoke shrouded the area so that others won't find out. Lin Xian had already decided to attack. The Crimson Dragon said, Leave it to me. He waved his dragon claws, and the array quickly spread out in all directions. Lin Xian also took out the 10,000 green smoke and flew into the sky. Seeing Lin Xian and the rest's actions, the people in front sneered. Why, you guys dare to attack us with just a few of you? You really don't know what death is. You guys are the ones who don't know what death is. Lin Xian snorted coldly. He slapped his palm forward. A terrifying power exploded. The toad also roared. Watch me. He also rushed over. The North Demon and Qin Xianer also attacked. Even the little white monkey turned into a bolt of lightning and shuttled back and forth. In an instant, a huge battle broke out. On the other side, the people from the joyous Union Palace also roared. You're courting death. Take them down. I want them to live a life worse than death. Godly Toad Fist. The toad was the fastest. In an instant, it flew to the front. Then it clenched its claws into a fist and punched out. A terrifying power surged, and it carried a deadly poison. The 6 people in front were originally disdainful. How dare mere ants fight against them? But in the next instant, their bodies were blown apart. The blood mist and souls were covered by the poison. It was the same on the other side. The North Demon was incomparably strong. Countless strange flowers bloomed in the sky and spread out continuously. Instantly, the surrounding people vomited blood. The Crimson Dragon even used the dragon race's mystique, causing the sky to tremble and forcing those people to retreat. Boom! The young man in the lead was also forced back by Qin Xianer's palm. His entire arm was numb, and his face was extremely gloomy. Damn it! How are these people so powerful? Who are they? Do you really want to be enemies with the joyous Union Palace? The young man looked around and shouted coldly. But what answered him were all kinds of mystiques. Godly Toad Fist, Dragon's Roar, Human King Seal. A terrifying mystique flew out and shattered the sky. Those people couldn't withstand it at all, and their bodies cracked. Chapter 4379. Damn it, they were too strong. Although there were more than 100 of them, they were constantly retreating. They even collapsed in an instant. Damn it, the face of the young man in the lead became extremely cold. Half of their people had died. In an instant, the remaining people were also terrified. He said, Hurry up and attack. We can't hold on. She had brought too many experts. You are really useless. A cold voice sounded between heaven and earth. The face of the man in the lead became ugly, but he didn't say anything. After all, in this situation, he still had to rely on the other party. In the sky, 2 old men appeared. They had an endless cold aura. The yellow spring surged under their feet. In an instant, the entire space was painted into hell. Horrifying white bones spread out in all directions. Yellow Spring Hall, it was indeed you. Seeing this scene, Qin Xianer gritted her teeth. Damn it, it was indeed related to these people. Lin Xian's face was also cold. 2 half-step Saint Kings? If he was careful, these 2 people had already surpassed the Saint Venerable. If the 2 of us join forces, unless you are a true Saint King, you have no chance of surviving. These 2 people were very strong. They formed seals with their palms and tore open the void. Then, in the void, endless yellow spring water flew out. Inside, an army of white bones appeared one after another. They covered the sky and covered the earth. Even the experts of the joyous Union Palace who had been killed earlier formed puppets here and charged over. Furthermore, the puppet army was imbued with the magical laws of the Yellow Springs. Under the control of two half-step Saint Kings, the power formed was very terrifying. Attack. The battle between the two sides was extremely terrifying. Lin Xian and the others were indeed strong. They directly smashed out with the Man-Ruler seal, and countless white bones shattered. But the army of white bones condensed again, and formed an even more terrifying existence. Among them was a white-boned skywolf. There was also a white-boned demon ape. These two people seemed to be the leaders, roaring at the sky. They could actually block everyone's attacks. So strong. The toad was shocked. Qin Xianer's face was cold. It seemed that these people were really well prepared. No wonder his master was also plotted against. Kid, to catch bandits, first catch the leader. Seeing this scene, He Shan said in a deep voice. Lin Xian nodded in agreement. He said, Rizalong, Xian you two fight against the army of bones. He Shan and I will kill the two half-step holy kings. Since the two of them have died, I believe that this bone army will no longer be a threat. After saying that, he and He Shan soared into the air and flew forward. You want to fight us? You really don't know what's good for you. In the distance, the two half-step Saint Kings saw this and sneered. Instantly, the terrifying army of skeletons charged over, wanting to swallow the two of them whole. Black Mountain turned into green smoke and instantly dodged these attacks. Lin Xian, on the other hand, was incomparably powerful. He used the Man-Ruler seal and killed his way through. Everywhere it passed, everything shattered. Nothing could stop it. Like a peerless war god, he came to the front and stared at a half-step Saint King. The half-step Saint King's expression turned cold when he saw that Yi Fuqian was able to come here. The other person was the same, because he discovered that Black Mountain had also arrived in front of him. Kid, who exactly are you? One of them stared at Lin Xian and asked coldly. Lin Xian said, I'm the one who will kill you. He used the Man-Ruler seal and charged over. You're courting death. The elder opposite him roared angrily, and Yellow Spring lightning actually appeared on his body. This was also a very terrifying superpower law. With a cold and destructive aura, it charged over. Streaks of Yellow Spring lightning intertwined in the surroundings. Two completely opposite powers were used by the other party. It was indeed very strange. In an instant, the surroundings seemed to be covered by dark clouds, covering everything. Lin Xian felt this power and huffed coldly. He released his divine body to the extreme. After all, the other party was a half-step Saint King. He was much stronger than a late-stage Saint Venerable. However, he didn't dodge. Instead, he chose to take it head-on. He unleashed the invincible sword, and a terrifying sword chi slashed forward. This sword carried with it an invincible power. Boom! An earth-shattering sound rang out, causing the surrounding army of skeletons to shatter into pieces. Qin Xianer and the rest also cried out in alarm as they dodged continuously, avoiding the energy. Then they fought again. On the other side, He Shan also made his move. After Lin Xian used his sword, he blocked the other party's law of Yellow Spring. Then he attacked again. A shocking light appeared in his eyes, covering everything. No matter how fast the other party was, he could also see clearly. At the same time, the Man-Ruler seal flew out, illuminating the entire world. The old man on the other side was completely stunned. He was a half-step Saint King. How powerful was his strength? But the other party was actually able to contend with him. It was really unbelievable. And go to hell. Endless Yellow Spring lightning turned into a Yellow Spring sword, which he held in his hand. He slashed forward. With one sword, he cut Lin Xian apart. However, he realized that it was just an illusion. Lin Xian had already arrived behind the other party. He used the mountain embracing seal. A huge mountain fell from the sky, directly suppressing the other party. With a boom, the elder's body trembled, and he flew backward, spitting out blood. How could it be? Those people in Hehuan Palace were all stunned when they saw this scene. That was a half-step Saint King. How powerful was he? But at this moment, he was actually injured by the other party. Who was this person? Could it be that he was also a half-step Saint King? However, he didn't feel such a terrifying aura. The elder was even more so. His eyes were about to pop out. Damn it, the elder roared angrily. His body shook, leaving behind a skeleton on the ground, and he turned into the water of the yellow spring and escaped into the void. He dodged the full force of the mountain embracing seal. In the next moment, he tore the void and walked out. His face was extremely cold. Damn brat, you dare to hurt me. I'll tear you into pieces. At this moment, a crazy roar suddenly rang out, causing everyone to turn their heads to look. The elder's pupils shrank. He could tell that it was the voice of his companion. He turned his head and found that his companion had been completely suppressed by the black-robed man. Even his body was broken. How could it be? Who was this black-robed man? Was he even more powerful? Lin Xian was also surprised. It seemed that Black Mountain's strength was indeed strong enough to suppress the other party. Since that was the case, then he couldn't hold back. Thinking of this, he took a deep breath. Let's end this quickly. An extremely cold light bloomed in his eyes. Man-ruler seal. Like a god of war, he raised one hand and slapped forward. The sky fell, and the earth cracked. At the same time, another palm formed a seal. Another divine mountain appeared in the sky and pressed down. Chapter 4380. Under such a peerless divine power, the elder could only dodge and find an opportunity to attack. He was very shocked now because if the black-robed man attacked, he would have no chance of survival. However, what surprised him was that the other party didn't attack. He seemed to be watching the battle. This made him feel a little more at ease. He had to deal with the kid in front of him first. 5 spirits earthly fiend fire. A ball of flame appeared in the elder's hand. It was extremely strange. This was the earthly fiend fire. It was formed from the corpses of experts after they died. It had unparalleled power. As he appeared, endless light bloomed. A terrifying aura was as if hell had descended. The ball of flame turned into endless light and charged over like a comet. Lin Xian used the invincible sword and slashed out. With a clang, both of them retreated. Lin Xian's blood boiled, but his eyes were even brighter. He had come to a good place. He had cultivated these divine skills in the eternal battlefield and hadn't had the chance to use his full strength. Now that he had encountered a half-step Saint King, he naturally had to use his full strength to have a peak battle with the other party. It was the invincible sword again. It pierced through the void in an instant, and the flames dimmed. However, the other party's netherworld lightning charged over again. Lin Xian used the indestructible sword again. The undying and indestructible aura swept through everything. Just like that, Lin Xian used his 4 ultimate skills and divine abilities to battle it. At this moment, wherever the two passed, the bone army shattered. He was too strong. He was actually able to fight evenly with a half-step Holy King. The North Demon was shocked. Qin Xian's expression was even more serious. To be honest, he had also seen Lin Xian kill a half-step Saint King. However, that time, he used a Saint King's weapon, which surpassed the power of a Saint Venerable. Now, Lin Xian didn't use a Saint King's weapon at all. He was using his own strength. In other words, Lin Xian's strength alone was enough to fight a half-step Saint King. If he used a Saint King's weapon, how terrifying would it be? Black Mountain looked at this and kept nodding. It seemed that he was indeed the successor of DeLong Lin Xian, was incomparably domineering. Boundless sword light soared into the sky. He was like a supreme immortal king. In the face of such a terrifying power, the old man's face turned incomparably ugly. Damn it, he roared angrily, turned around, and fled. At this moment, he was no longer a match for them. It was best for him to escape quickly. Reporting to the Silver Corpse Saint King, a mysterious expert has arrived. Do you want to leave? The indestructible sword blocked the enemy's path. At the same time, Lin Xian's man-ruler seal continuously slammed out, causing the old man to vomit blood. The old man gritted his teeth. Then he took out an underworld gourd and cracked it open. A terrifying power swept through everything. Not good, retreat quickly. When the Crimson Dragon saw this, they quickly retreated. Clearly, the other party was going all out. Lin Xian also felt the terrifying aura. He coldly snorted and didn't hold back. He had already proven his ultimate technique before, and it was no weaker than a half-step Saint King. Now, there was no need to fight anymore. He took out the great destruction and pierced through heaven and earth. The endless void shattered. The old man originally thought that he could escape, but he was instantly pierced through. No, he didn't dare to believe that this was the aura of a Saint King. The other party had the weapon of a Saint King. Damn it. Previously, the other party was fighting with him. Was he training his strength? It really made him despair. The great destruction. Demonic chi exploded and engulfed the other party. Lin Xian kept the other party's storage ring. He looked at He Shan and asked, "Have you collected the soul before?" He Shan nodded and kept it. He could already confirm that the Silver Corpse Saint King was here. As for the others, he still didn't know. Since that was the case, there was no need to keep them alive. Lin Xian then looked at the remaining people from the joyous Union Palace. Those people fell to their knees with a plop. "Hero, please spare our lives." They kept kowtowing. Previously, they were arrogant because there was a half-step Saint King. But now, the half-step Saint King was killed. How could they be a match for the half-step Saint King? Lin Xian looked at Qin Xianer and said, "These people are from Huan Palace. I'll leave them to you." Qin Xianer's expression was cold. Those people looked at Qin Xianer and said, "Spare my life." Yes, we were forced to do this. These people crazily begged for mercy. Qin Xianer's expression was cold. She looked at the man in the lead and slashed him with her sword. The man's soul wanted to escape, but it was slapped away by Lin Xian. Then Qin Xianer killed him. Then she killed 2 more people. These 3 were the leaders. Qin Xianer didn't kill the people behind them. However, she didn't let them go. Instead, she used a seal. He took out a small bell and sealed all of them inside. She wanted to find her master and deal with these people together. "Let's go." The group went on their way again. They flew into the distance. According to their guess, the closed moon Saint King should be very far from the core of the sacred city. This way, it would be safer. Therefore, they flew in the opposite direction. However, when they arrived at this area, Lin Xian frowned, because they realized that there were very few people here. It seemed that even the number of people searching had decreased. What was going on? Was there something unusual about this place? They looked at Qin Xianer. Qin Xianer said, "I remember now. This place is indeed unusual. Under normal circumstances, the disciples of Huan Palace rarely came here." The toad said, "I feel that there's something wrong with this place." The snow-white little monkey looked around curiously and used the treasure bowl to probe. Then it said, "Yeah, there seems to be a treasure, but I don't like this aura. If there was a treasure, then let's look for it." The Crimson Dragon's eyes lit up and he began to look around. He waved his dragon claws, tearing the earth and the void apart. The toad also made a move. Lin Xian frowned. "Don't act rashly. Don't forget our purpose." The toad said, "Don't worry, kid. I've always been reliable. When did I miss it? The Crimson Dragon also said, "Don't worry, the two of us won't make a mistake." However, just as he finished speaking, the earth suddenly shook, and a force directly sent the two of them flying. Both of them spat out a mouthful of blood, and their faces were filled with fear. What happened? Boom! An extremely terrifying aura appeared. Then everyone felt the sky and earth spinning as if the sky and earth were collapsing. Black Mountain shouted, "Be careful!" He formed a seal with both hands and released a mysterious rune that froze heaven and earth. Then he said, "This place is not ordinary. There seems to be something sealed below." Damn, what can be sealed? The toad was about to cry. The Crimson Dragon also said, "No way. Ben Huang actually has a time when he misses. Let's go." Black Mountain brought these people and turned into lightning and left in an instant. In the next moment, the surrounding heaven and earth kept shattering. There was movement. The people who were searching in the distance quickly rushed over. However, in an instant, they were sent flying. Chapter 4381. Damn it, what a terrifying aura. What's going on? Why is there such a terrifying place in the joyous Union Palace? Why didn't they know about it before? Quickly report to the Saint Kings. These people roared crazily. At the same time, Purple Moon's Saint King suddenly opened her eyes in the majestic hall. What a terrifying aura. Could it be that the closed moon had recovered? On the other side, Silver Corpse Saint King also walked out from the void. "No, it's not your senior sister's aura. It's another aura. How terrifying. Had a peerless greater demon appeared? Or has the demon city arrived? Quick, let's go take a look." The two Saint Kings tore open the void and left instantly. In the next instant, they appeared in the 9 heavens and looked down at the shattered land below with furrowed brows. What a terrifying power. Silver Corpse Saint King looked solemn. Purple Moon Saint King said, "I remember this place, but I don't know the details. I didn't expect something powerful to be sealed here. Let's take a look. It might be useful to me." The Silver Corpse Holy King smirked when he sensed the aura. Their Acheron palace cultivated the law of Acheron, and they could control the powerful white bones. If there really was a corpse sealed below, then, once he gained control of it, he would become unparalleled among Saint Kings. Silver Corpse Saint King threw out an Acheron diagram. Enveloping the area below, the Acheron diagram covered the heavens and earth, trying to suppress the thing below. However, a low roar came from above. Then the heavens collapsed and the earth cracked. Even the Acheron diagram was sent flying. The aura became more and more terrifying, to the extent that other than the two Saint Kings, no one dared to go near it. Lin Xian and the rest appeared in another place. They hid in the void and looked ahead in shock. "What is that?" Qin Sienna was shocked. Although she was a disciple of the joyous Union Palace, she never knew that there was such a terrifying existence. Lin Xian was also shocked. He said, "The voice seems to be some kind of demonic beast. Do you know what it is?" He Shan's eyes flickered, and his body trembled slightly. "It's that thing. The heavens really don't want me to die. Kid, wait here. There is a great opportunity ahead. I must get it. Go out now." Those are two great Saint Kings. Can you resist them? Lin Xian was surprised. Northern Demon was also worried about his master. However, He Shan said, "Don't worry, I won't fight them head on. The two of them won't be able to find it. When I arrive, I will definitely be able to lend you a helping hand." Not only could he save the BUS Saint King, but he could also increase his power to fight against the world of men. When Lin Xian heard this, he asked, "Then, do you need a Saint King weapon? I can give you the Spear of Great Destruction temporarily." He Shan shook his head. "I don't need that, but you can give me 3 dragon-shaped sword chi." "Okay." Lin Xian shot out 3 dragon-shaped sword chis. He Shan waved his hand and put them away. Stay away for now and wait for the other Saint Kings to arrive. I think it won't take long for this news to spread. At that time, those Saint Kings would also arrive. I went first. Black Mountain entered the void and disappeared. Lin Xian and the others waited patiently. In front, the silver corpse Saint King's face turned cold when he saw that his attack was repelled. He said to the purple moon and attacked together. Purple Moon Saint King unleashed a round of purple moons and attacked. The silver corpse Saint King shot out the underworld gourd, and the two mystiques exploded. This time, they were going to suppress it completely. He Shan appeared on the ground below. He formed a seal and slapped out. Countless runes appeared around him, as if he was summoning the sealed thing. The sealed thing roared and shattered the 9 heavens. The gourd and the purple moon were sent flying. At this moment, heaven and earth were pierced through. Even the supreme array of the joyous Union Palace was pierced through. A ray of light shot towards the second astral realm. At this moment, the second astral realm heard a low roar. What was that? Countless experts looked into the distance. It was from the direction of the joyous Union Palace. They didn't dare to go. However, a few other figures tore through the void and rushed over. In the next moment, they came out of the shattered formation and arrived in an imposing manner. The surrounding sky collapsed. The people of the joyous Union Palace all looked up in horror. Their faces were pale. There were more than one Saint King's aura. Lin Xian also looked up. The devouring law. Senior brother and the others are here. That's great. Qin Xianer heaved a sigh of relief. With so many Saint Kings here, they should be able to save Saint King Biyue. As expected, Peerless Saint King, Kunlun Saint King, and Wuji Saint King appeared one after another. The Purple Moon Saint King frowned and turned to look. The silver corpse Saint King's face was cold. They were really persistent. Peerless Saint King and the other two walked over. Their powerful aura suppressed the area. The Purple Moon Saint King said, "Everyone, you came to the joyous Union Palace without saying anything. You don't seem to care about the joyous Union Palace and me. Can the 3 of you give us an explanation?" As soon as he said that, the surrounding array became fierce. It was obvious that the Purple Moon Saint King was angry. The Peerless Saint King sneered. "We are old friends with the joyous Union Palace's Biyue Saint King. We came to look for her. As for you, who do you think you are? You don't have the right to be recognized by us." "What did you say?" The Purple Moon Saint King was furious. Was the other party looking down on him? He immediately slapped out a terrifying purple moonlight that pierced through the sky and attacked the Peerless Saint King. The Peerless Saint King sneered and waved his hand. The devouring law swallowed the superpower. "You just broke through to the Saint King realm and you dare to challenge me? Do you really think I don't dare to attack you?" The powerful devouring law. It covered the area. It was as if it was going to devour everything. The Purple Moon Saint King's face changed when she felt the terrifying power. Indeed, she had just broken through to the Saint King realm, and the Peerless Saint King was an experienced expert. There was still a gap between them. At this moment, the silver corpse Saint King walked out. The BUS Saint King had fallen, and the Purple Moon Saint King was in control of the joyous Union Palace. It was indeed against the rules for them to come uninvited. "Who said that my master has fallen?" At this moment, Qin Xianer rushed out and shouted coldly. Lin Xian and the rest had no choice but to follow her out. "Junior brother." The Peerless Saint King was also shocked. Lin Xian nodded. At the front, the Purple Moon Saint King's face darkened. She didn't know that the other party was here. Were her subordinates useless? She shouted coldly. "Sienna, do you have the right to speak here? Quickly kneel down and wait for your punishment. Who do you think you are? How dare you shout at us?" Lin Xian walked over and shouted coldly. "That's right. Who allowed you to be arrogant in front of me? Kneel down and accept your death." The toad also jumped out and started to clamor. In the distance, the people from the joyous Union Palace were stunned. Oh my God! These people dare to challenge the Saint King. Where did they get their courage from? Chapter 4382. Purple Moon Sage King was also trembling with anger. She could not defeat Peerless Sage King, but she did not care about these people. Today, she would let everyone know how powerful she was. Between heaven and earth, a terrifying Sage King aura appeared, charging towards Lin Xian and the rest, as if wanting to kill Lin Xian and the rest instantly. Lin Xian and the rest sneered but did not make a move. In front of them, a devouring vortex appeared, blocking all the superpowers. Peerless Sage King said, "What? You dare to attack my junior brother? Do you think I won't dare to kill you?" In an instant, the atmosphere was extremely tense. Peerless Sage King and Kunlun Sage King walked out, staring at Silver Corpse Sage King. At this moment, heaven and earth shattered. Demon City's Soaring Sage King and 10,000 Swords Pavilion's Divine Ghost Sage King also flew over. So lively, I wonder what everyone is talking about. This is great. Purple Moon Sage King smiled. Their side had 4 Sage Kings and they had enough advantage. The surrounding people held their breaths. If the 7 Sage Kings did not agree and started a war, Joyous Palace would be destroyed. At this tense moment, 2 figures appeared on the ground below. One was Heishan, and the other was a lady. Her face was pale, and it was obvious that she was severely injured. She was Luiyue Sage King. Luiyue Sage King looked at the seal in front of her, and a cold look appeared in her eyes. It seemed that she wanted to take action. However, at this moment, a voice came from behind her. "I advise you not to act rashly, because if you do, you will die together. Do you want to destroy Joyous Palace?" Hearing this voice, Luiyue Sage King's eyes narrowed. She turned around and saw a black-robed man appear behind her. How could it be? How could there be someone here? She was really shocked. This place was the secret of Joyous Palace, and only the palace masters of each generation knew about it. Because she was the palace master, she knew about it. Purple Moon Sage King did not know about this place because she controlled it by force. So only she could enter, but how could the other party enter? "Who are you?" Luiyue Sage King was puzzled. "Are you from Purple Moon?" She was extremely nervous now. This black-robed man was naturally Heishan. He said, "No, I'm with Lin Xian. Therefore, they should be on your side." Hearing this, BUS Saint King heaved a sigh of relief. He had also sensed the aura of Peerless Saint King and the others outside. At this moment, Heishan said, "Turn back. What you're doing is a lose-lose situation. You have no advantage." Then what do you want to do? Naturally, it was to make use of his power. A cold glint appeared in Heishan's eyes. "This is a great fortune for me. If you give it to me and let me break through, I will definitely give you a complete Joyous Union Palace." Was that true? The BUS Saint King was shocked. Black Mountain exuded an aura that seemed to be above that of a Saint King. BUS Saint King felt his soul tremble. Who was this person? How could he have such a terrifying aura? He felt that facing this person was even more terrifying than facing the reincarnation protector. So she took a deep breath and said, "Okay, what do you need me to do?" Black Mountain said, "Go out and control the situation. Give me some time to prepare." BUS Saint King nodded and left the place. Outside, the 7 Saint Kings were facing each other. Their auras were constantly exploding. It seemed like a great battle was about to break out. At this moment, a figure flew out. His appearance attracted everyone's attention. "Master!" Qin Xian'er exclaimed. She could not believe that it was her master. Lin Xian and the others also came over. Had the BUS Saint King appeared? Countless people exclaimed. At this moment, Purple Moon Saint King's eyes were filled with killing intent. "My dear senior sister, I have been looking for you. I did not expect you to be here. Be obedient and surrender. I can give you a quick death. Otherwise, I will let you know what it means to wish you were dead. Humph! BUS Saint King snorted coldly. Junior sister, if you surrender now, I can pretend that nothing happened. I hope you will not go down the wrong path again. When Purple Moon Saint King heard this, he laughed out loud. Nothing happened? Senior sister, you are so naive. Do you really think that you are still the high and mighty Saint King? You were poisoned before, and now you are injured. Your strength is not as strong as before. And now I am no longer a half-step Saint King. I am a true Saint King. What right do you have to look down on me? Now, I should be looking down on you. At the end, he roared. The void in the 9 heavens and 10 lands was shattering. A powerful aura swept across the 9 heavens and 10 lands. It is useless. Bua, we all support Purple Moon Saint King. You can rest in peace now. Silver Moon Saint King and the others also sneered. Since they had already appeared, why would they stop? Peerless Saint King's face was also cold. Do you think we are not here? They also walked out. This time, the aura between the two sides was even more terrifying. At this moment, Heishan transmitted his voice. You guys can have a great battle, but you have to pretend that you are trapped by them. Leave the rest to me. After Peerless Saint King and the others heard it, they also quickly attacked. The battle erupted. It was extremely terrifying and earth-shattering. Fortunately, these Saint Kings had all come to the 9 heavens, so the battle did not affect the ground below. Otherwise, the entire joyous palace would be turned into ashes. In the end, Peerless Saint King and the others followed Heishan's instructions and pretended that they were no match for the Saint Kings and were trapped. They have already been trapped by my divine Ghost Sword Array. Together with your great Underworld Array, it should be able to seal them for a while. Next, let's go and check out the situation below. Silver Corpse Saint King sneered. Purple Moon Saint King wanted to attack immediately, but he also knew that trapping the opponents and killing the Saint Kings were 2 different situations. It was not easy to kill the Saint Kings. So, let's see what secrets there are below. The 4 Saint Kings quickly descended. Their powerful aura suppressed everything. When the people in the joyous palace saw that it was Purple Moon Saint King, they immediately gasped. Some of them cheered. Those who stood on BUS Saint King's side were in despair. Could it be that the joyous palace was really going to be controlled by Purple Moon from now on? Lin Xian and the others also retreated far away. Qin Xianer's face was solemn. Lin Xian said, "Don't worry. Everything is going according to plan." Purple Moon Saint King looked over, and a cold, murderous intent appeared in his eyes. Previously, Lin Xian and the toad mocked him. Now he wanted to take action. However, Silver Corpse Saint King did say, "Don't worry. These few ants will not be able to run away. They are already in our hands. When they get the treasures, they will torture these few people. They will know the consequences of offending them." Chapter 4383. As far as they were concerned, Lin Xian and the others were nothing more than ants that they could crush as they wished. Therefore, they were not in a hurry to attack. In the next moment, they looked down and started to attack. A cold aura burst out, and the roar became even more terrifying. However, after a huge battle, they were still unable to break the formation. This made the 4 Sage Kings' faces turn cold. "It's useless. You can't break it." At this moment, a voice was heard. "Who is it?" Soaring Sage King roared, and his dual blades swept across the 9 heavens. The other 3 Sacred Kings also frowned. Is someone here? Could it be another Sage King that dared to speak to them like that? In the next moment, they saw a figure walking over from afar. It was a black-robed man who was surrounded by a mysterious aura. "I wonder, who is this person? Who are you?" Purple Moon Sage King asked with a frown. She was worried that this was the helper of Peerless Sage King and the others. However, the black-robed man said that even if I told you my identity, you wouldn't know. However, I can help you break it. Break what? Purple Moon Sage King was stunned. Black Mountain pointed to the ground and said, naturally, it was to break the formation. Don't you want to get the thing that's sealed? There's a peerless formation here, without a way to break it. Even if you're a Sage King, you won't be able to break it. You can break the formation? Silver Corpse Sage King. And the others were shocked. They stared at the black-robed man in front of them as if they wanted to see through him. They naturally knew that this place wasn't the same. Otherwise, the 4 Sage Kings wouldn't be able to break it. However, this person said that he could break it. Who is this person? The other party's aura was very strange. They didn't feel the aura of a Sage King. However, they also discovered that the other party's cultivation was vague. It seemed that he hadn't become a Sage King yet. Soaring Sage King snorted coldly. How could such a person be qualified to say that he could help them break the formation? No matter who you are, you need to have the corresponding strength to say that. Do you have it? Purple Moon Sage King asked coldly. Black Mountain smiled. I don't have the cultivation of a Sage King now. However, my attainments in formations are not something that you can imagine. Also, don't try to make things difficult for me, because I'm afraid that you won't be able to do it. I'm from the buried Emperor's Star. When he said that, the others' faces changed. Were they from the buried Emperor's Star? If that was really the case, then perhaps the other party really was an expert in array formations. What to do? Soaring Sky Saint King and the others discussed. The Silver Corpse Saint King said, if he wanted to fight, they would let him break the formation and give him some benefits. As for the treasures inside, they will definitely be ours. Even if he comes from the buried Emperor's Star. So, what? He doesn't have the qualifications to be arrogant in front of us. The few of them quickly transmitted their voices to each other. Soon, they came up with a plan. Among them, Purple Moon Sage King nodded and smiled. Since you're willing to help, that's great. Don't worry. If you can really break the formation, we won't mistreat you. All right, Black Mountain walked over. He naturally knew what these Saint Kings were up to. However, he did not care because he had absolute confidence in himself. Moreover, if he wanted to break the formation, he would need to borrow the power of these Saint Kings. Black Mountain walked to the front and waved his hand. Countless runes appeared below and swept in all directions. An extremely terrifying formation appeared on the ground. I don't know if you've heard of the Great Spiritual Heaven Lock Formation. Inside the 4 Spiritual Sky Lock Grand Array, Purple Moon Saint King was puzzled. However, the Silver Corpse Saint King's pupils shrank. This was a legendary formation that had been lost. Could it be that the formation below was the Great Spiritual Heaven Lock Formation? That's right. Black Mountain nodded. The Silver Corpse Saint King sucked in a breath of cold air after hearing that. No wonder the 4 of them were unable to break the formation. This was an extremely terrifying formation from the ancient era. It was said that it could even seal heaven and earth, let alone a mere saint. Do you really have a way to break it? The divine Ghost Saint King asked coldly. Since that was the case, did he really know how to break such a terrifying formation that had been lost? Could it be that he was making fun of them? It's precisely because it's a lost formation that I know how to break it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come out and have the courage to face you. The Great Spiritual Heaven Lock Formation, as the name suggests, uses the 4 great spirit beasts as the foundation to fight a great battle. Within this formation, there are the souls and blood of the 4 great spirit beasts that are eternally suppressed. Now, you 4 Saint Kings can break it. With your strength, it shouldn't be a problem for each of you to deal with 1 spirit beast. Of course, when to attack and where to attack, it's still up to me. A cold light appeared in Black Mountain's eyes. Just like the legends, This guy really seemed to be able to break the formation. The Silver Corpse Saint King's eyes were cold. He couldn't wait any longer. What was suppressed by such a shocking formation was definitely a heaven-defying treasure. The four of them took a deep breath and descended. Next, they began to break the formation under Black Mountain's guidance. It had to be said that the four Saint Kings were very powerful. Each of them was earth-shattering. Even though the Purple Moon Saint King had just broken through, she was still far stronger than a Saint King. The four Saint Kings attacked together to break the formation. It took 9 days. Lin Xian and the others also retreated to a very far place. The Crimson Dragon muttered, "This old man, is there a problem? Don't give us the treasure if we don't succeed. It shouldn't be a problem." Lin Xian was also not confident. After all, the power of the formation in front of them was beyond his imagination. On the other side, the eyes of the peerless Saint King and the others who were trapped by the divine demon's sword formation and the underworld great array were also flickering. They were all waiting patiently. Gradually, the power of the four spiritual heaven-lock formation weakened. It wouldn't take long for it to be broken. This is great. The Purple Moon Saint King and the Silver Corpse Saint King smiled. It seemed like the black-robed man was really something. She was wondering if she should bring the black-robed man back to the true spirit world after everything here was over. After all, there were even more mysterious places in that place, and there were many mystical great formations. If she brought along such an expert in formations, she might be able to reap even more rewards. Buzz. Suddenly, a low sound was heard. Then, cracks appeared on the formation and spread out in all directions. Great! Has it been broken? The Purple Moon Saint King and the others were overjoyed. They were ready to attack at any time. However, at that moment, there were 6 shackles at the place where they were. They were completely enveloped by 6 shackles. Then, they were bound in the sky. What's going on? They were shocked. However, Black Mountain said, "Don't be afraid. This is the last formation. It will be broken soon. If you leave, then all your efforts will be wasted." The 4 of them were stunned when they heard this. They didn't leave and allowed the chains to bind them. They furrowed their brows. To be honest, although they were also suspicious, they had spent a lot of effort to break the formation. Now, it was the last step. If they gave up now, it would be a loss. Chapter 4384. Purple Moon Saint King asked coldly, "What should we do next? It won't bind us forever, right?" He Shan said, "Don't worry. The 4-spirit heaven-lock array is incomparably mystical. It won't be broken so easily. However, it's already at its final stage. There will definitely be some powerful methods. You might feel that some of your energy is being drained, but don't worry, give me some time, and I'll be able to break it completely." Sure enough, after He Shan said that, Purple Moon Saint King and the others felt the energy in their bodies flying out. It was as if something below them had been devoured. They were shocked, but He Shan had already told them beforehand, so they weren't too surprised. However, not long after, they frowned. Divine Ghost Saint King said, "What's going on? We've already absorbed 1/5 of the energy. Is it not done yet?" Ghost Voice said, "Wait a little longer." However, after a while, Soaring Sky Saint King was also impatient. "Damn it, what are we waiting for? You're playing tricks." Silver Corpse Saint King's eyes were emitting extremely cold, killing intent. 1/3 of their energy had already been drained. This caused them to be shocked. "You'd better not play tricks, or you'll die miserably." This time, He Shan didn't say anything. Wait a little longer. Instead, he asked, "Oh, how miserably?" Silver Corpse Saint King and the others frowned when they saw the change in He Shan's attitude. "You're indeed playing tricks." Scram! With a furious roar, the energy in their bodies erupted, wanting to break the chains. Then, they forcefully searched their souls. although the other party was from the buried Emperor's star. So what? The other party dared to play tricks on them, completely angering them. No one could withstand the anger of a Saint King. However, in the next instant, they were all stunned, because they discovered that the 6 chains didn't break. Instead, they seemed to have turned into huge dragons that firmly enveloped them. Damn it! Purple Moon Saint King cried out in alarm, instantly releasing a terrifying moonlight. The moonlight could destroy the heavens and earth, but it couldn't break the chains. Soaring Sky's Saint King's side was the same. The 4 Saint Kings were all stunned. They roared crazily, but the more they fought back, the more energy they discovered was being absorbed from their bodies. In the end, the last half of their energy was gone. Damn it, what did you do to us? Soaring Sky's Saint King roared crazily. Damn, Ant, when I come out, I'll tear you to pieces. The Silver Corpse Saint King's eyes were also filled with killing intent. Now, they knew that this guy had designed a trap to trap them. Heishan raised his head to the sky and laughed. It's useless. Stop struggling. The 4 of you can't break it because you're also trapped by the Great Force Spiritual Heavenlock Array. After he finished speaking, Heishan regained his coldness. His body emitted a supreme aura, as though he was a god looking down on the other party. The 4 Saint Kings roared crazily. Unfortunately, they were completely unable to break free. Instead, more and more of their strength was being absorbed. As for the absorbed power, it once again turned into the unsealing formation, allowing Heishan to enter. That's great. Did I succeed? When Lin Xian and the others saw this scene from afar, a smile appeared on their faces. Peerless Saint King, and the rest also began to break the array. They were about to come out. The rest of the matter was easy to handle. Black Mountain looked at Lin Xian and said, "All right, they're trapped. I'm going to go down and look for the creation. Don't come down. It's very dangerous inside." After he finished speaking, he disappeared in a flash. The toad wanted to sneak in and take advantage of the situation. In the end, he was scared out of his wits when he went down. Damn it, what exactly is sealed inside? The toad did not dare to go down even if he was beaten to death. The Crimson Dragon looked and shook his head. He did not go down. With such a terrifying aura, even a half-step Saint King would not dare to go down. It was only because Heishan was the remnant soul of a great saint that he had such means. Hee old things, you're finally in my hands today. Lin Xian looked at the 4 Saint Kings and sneered. He first looked at the Silver Corpse Saint King. You're very powerful. You dared to kill me before. Now try and kill me. After he finished speaking, he slapped the Silver Corpse Saint King's face. The Silver Corpse Saint King was stunned. What was he doing? He dared to slap him. His eyes were fuming. His gaze was like a long knife that could pierce through everything. Lin Xian was shocked. He quickly used the Great Saint King to defend himself. Old thing, you still dare to glare at me. Do you believe that I won't beat your eyes out? Another 2 slaps flew out. Damn brat, do you want to die? The Silver Corpse Saint King roared. As a high and mighty Saint King, he controlled everything. No one had ever dared to treat him like this. On the other side, the Flying Sky Saint King also roared. Damn Ant, quickly kneel down. Kneel your grandpa. The Crimson Dragon roared. The toad was even more direct. Watch me, dog beating palm technique. He waved his claws and slapped forward. This kind of attack could not break through the Saint King's defense. However, the words dog beating palm technique almost made the Flying Sky Saint King vomit blood. The Crimson Dragon also laughed and stared. The divine Ghost Sword King sneered. Watch my dog beating palm technique. After he finished speaking, he also kicked the other party's face. Qin Sienna was stunned. How could this be? In the next moment, she stared at the Purple Moon Saint King with a cold look in her eyes. The Purple Moon Saint King was about to cry. He did not want to be attacked like this. Although it could not hurt him, it was worse than killing him. No, Sienna, you can't do this to me. I am your martial uncle. I am now a Saint King. If you attack me, you will become an enemy of the Joyous Union Palace. After he finished speaking, he received a slap. Qin Sienna waved her hand. It's all because of you that the Joyous Union Palace became like this. Watch how I beat you to death. As she spoke, she also attacked crazily and slapped the Purple Moon Saint King. Slapping the face of a Saint King? This is the first time. The North Demon also joined the battle. The snow-white little monkey happily jumped around on the heads of these Saint Kings. In an instant, an earth-shattering sound came from the front. The people of the Joyous Union Palace were stunned. Their eyes almost fell out. What did they see? A few young people were slapping the faces of the 4 great Saint Kings. If this spread out, it would definitely shock the entire starry sky. In the distance, the peerless Saint King and the others tore opened the array and came nearby. When they saw this scene, they also had a strange expression. The peerless Saint King took a deep breath and said, "Fortunately, we are in the same group. Otherwise, it would be unimaginable. Kunlun's death was also a joke. Ha ha! I guess these guys even have the heart to die." The peerless Saint King snorted. Serves them right for being so arrogant. Now, they know what it feels like. They did not attack. Instead, they sneered. After Wushuang's death, they directly used the array to record everything that happened below. When the time comes, when this thing is released to the myriad worlds, let's see if these Saint Kings still have the face to come out. Chapter 4385. After a series of terrifying attacks, Lin Xian and the rest gritted their teeth. F*CK. Their skin is as thick as a rock. I'm thicker than a city wall. My hand hurts. Toad is also yelling. The Sage Kings were fuming. Their lungs were about to explode from anger. Damn it, ants. I'll catch you guys. I'll tear you to pieces. F*CKU. Toad slapped the other party's face. Do you believe that I'll knock your teeth out? Again, the Crimson Dragon roared, and the few of them attacked again. The Sage Kings fainted from anger, but Lin Xian and the rest had a way to wake them up. They fainted from anger again. Just like that, the Sage Kings were so angry that they wanted to die. Lin Xian roared. The resentment of being hunted down in the past had all been vented out. Toad and the Crimson Dragon were the same. It was their first time slapping a Sage King's face, but it was so exciting that they couldn't bear to stop. The Sage Kings were so angry that they were bleeding from their 7 orifices. They wanted to kill the other party at all costs. However, just at this moment, the void shattered as a terrifying palm slapped down, aiming for Lin Xian and the others. Not good. Lin Xian's pupils constricted. He instantly brought them into the Great Sage Tower. The Great Sage Tower was sent flying. Peerless Sage King and the rest were watching the show, but when they saw this, their faces changed. A Sage King had attacked. Were there more Sage Kings? Peerless Sage King struck out with his unparalleled sword. The other Sage Kings also charged over. They protected Lin Xian and the rest behind them. At the same time, they looked at the void with cold eyes. Who was it? With a roar, Kunlun Mountain descended from the sky, shattering the void. Everyone then saw a figure that was shrouded in light appear there. He then stood in the void. This person had an extremely terrifying aura. His face couldn't be seen clearly at all. Humph! A cold snort rang out, following which an old figure appeared in the void. He was holding a walking stick, but the aura of desolation on his body swept through the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Could the person from the great desolate mansion be the Desolate Heaven Sage King? A few people frowned. Back in the immemorial grotto, Desolate Heaven Sage King had already been killed by the people of the human world. However, in the next instant, they realized that it wasn't Sacred King Desolate Heaven. It was an even older person. His chi was just as terrifying. He was a Saint King. The arrival of the Kunlun Sage King should be the other Sage King of the Great Desolate Mansion. Unexpectedly, he also came out. Then who was this person? They then looked at the mysterious silhouette. That silhouette also had a desolate aura. Could it be the foundation of the Great Desolate Mansion? That's great. Hurry and save us. The Purple Moon Sage King exclaimed when she saw this scene. The Silver Corpse Sage King and the others also exclaimed, "Fellow Taoist, quickly attack!" The old Saint King waved his hand, and a terrifying chi flew downwards. The destructive power kept dancing in the air. The Peerless Sage King used the Devouring Law to block it. What is the meaning of this? The Great Desolate Mansion's Sage King frowned and stared coldly at the Peerless Sage King and the others. The Peerless Sage King snorted. Can't you see what I mean? The Acheron Palace, the Great Desolate Mansion, and the Demon City were sealed by the Peerless Sage King. Do you think I will let you save them so easily? It's time for revenge. Having said that, the Peerless Sage King swung his sword downwards. With a loud boom, the sword landed on the Silver Corpse Sage King. The Silver Corpse Sage King was not injured when he was slapped in the face by Lin Xian and the others. However, it was a different story when the Peerless Sage King attacked. The sword seemed to be able to split the heavens and earth. It directly split the Silver Corpse Sage King's body apart. Fresh blood dyed the array red. Damn it! The Great Desolate Mansion's Sage King roared. The Peerless Sage King attacked again. Another sword slashed towards the Soaring Sage King and chopped his head off. The Soaring Sage King roared crazily. At the same time, the Bus Sage King, the Wuji Sage King, and the others attacked as well. After all, both sides were enemies. If they did not attack now, they would attack in the future. Damn it, how dare you? The Great Desolate Mansion's Sage King's face changed drastically. He roared and waved his hand. Countless desolation swords flew out and formed an array to block all the attacks. The other Sage King also used a terrifying force to block the attacks. Although there were only two of them, the old Sage King from the Great Desolate Mansion was obviously very strong. Hence, he was not at a disadvantage. He waved his scepter and took out two weapons at the same time. He threw them downwards. Instantly, the two weapons split apart. When the Peerless Sage King and the others saw this, their faces changed drastically. Not good. Retreat quickly. These two weapons were the replicas of the Sage King's weapons. They were extremely terrifying. Now that they had split apart, the power was too strong. Heaven fell, and earth cracked. At the same time, the array was affected. The four Sage Kings who were trapped by the array had a cold look in their eyes. Everyone, if you don't attack now, you won't have another chance. They roared angrily as their bodies suddenly split apart. It was obvious that these people were going all out. Otherwise, they would be trapped here for the rest of their lives. The four Sage Kings attacked in a frenzy. The power was absolutely terrifying. Indeed, no matter how strong the four spiritual heavenlock array was, a crack appeared under such a terrifying attack. Seizing this opportunity, the four Sage Kings quickly flew out. Finally, they managed to escape. The four of them looked extremely pale. They had never suffered such a huge loss before. Previously, when they left the array, their bodies had split apart, and they were severely injured. Even the Purple Moon Sage King's foundation was injured. After all, he had just made a breakthrough, and he only did so with the help of others. His foundation was not stable to begin with. Now, his strength had been greatly damaged. After this battle, he would have to go into seclusion for a few hundred years to recover. This made his eyes filled with killing intent. Damn it, it's all your fault. Today, None of you shall leave. The Purple Moon Sage King was filled with killing intent. The Silver Corpse Sage King and the others also looked cold. Previously, they had been slapped in the face by Lin Xian and the others. Then, they were severely injured by the Peerless Sage King. They must repay this debt 100 times over. Let's attack. It's time to end this. The ghost deity Sage King's voice was extremely cold. They had enough people on their side. They could fight 2 against 1. They did not believe that the 3 Sage Kings would be able to overturn the situation. What should they do? Lin Xian and the others also looked cold. The Peerless Sage King and the others said. It seemed like they could only retreat first. They did not expect so many Sage Kings to come. The Wuji Sage King also said, indeed, they should conserve their strength first. At least, they should be able to save the BUS Sage King. The Kunlun Sage King frowned. She stared at the mysterious person and said, however, this person was very strange. They must find out his identity. Chapter 4386. Forget it next time. Peerless Sage King sighed. The Sage Kings on the other side had already walked over, and the array around them was operating rapidly. Obviously, a huge battle was about to break out. Peerless Sage King unleashed a terrifying devouring law, enveloping everyone. The aura of the people on the other side seemed to be sealing the heavens and earth. A huge battle was about to break out. However, at this moment, an extremely terrifying roar came from below the ground. Then countless cracks appeared on the ground, and the array around them shattered once again. What happened? The Sage Kings felt a chill run down their spines. In the next moment, countless dark clouds appeared in the sky. Then terrifying thunder and lightning filled the sky. Lightning tribulation. And it was a Sage King tribulation. Damn it. Was someone about to break through to become a Sage King? Countless people exclaimed. Those from Joyous Union Palace were also stunned because they had only seen it once not long ago. It was when Purple Moon Sage King broke through. That time was extremely terrifying, and it was in the extraterritorial starry sky. Was the lightning going to fall directly on their Joyous Union Palace? Purple Moon Sage King and the others' faces changed, and even Peerless Sage King was stunned. Then they looked at the ground. Lin Xian exclaimed, was Heishan about to break through? No way. What did he get from below? Was he about to break through so quickly? The dark red sage dragon exclaimed. They knew that although Heishan was powerful, he was only a sage venerable. Although he was a remnant soul of a supreme sage, his strength was greatly weakened. Otherwise, he would not have used a trap against the Sage Kings. But now he was about to break through to become a Sage King, which shocked everyone. They could not believe it. Damn it, stop him. Sage King Divine Ghost roared, and Sage King Silver Corpse's eyes turned red. There was definitely a heaven-defying treasure below, but it was taken away by the other party. Kill, he roared, and the map of Acheron shot out. The other Sage Kings also made their moves. However, nothing happened. An extremely terrifying aura appeared below, and then a bolt of lightning struck down from the sky, splitting all the superpowers apart. Countless people retreated. If they were enveloped by this lightning tribulation, they would have their own lightning tribulation. So, no one dared to get close. However, Heishan directly charged out from below. His black robe danced in the wind, bringing with it an extremely terrifying aura. His eyes swept across the 9 heavens and 10 earths. He looked up to the sky and laughed heartily. The heavens have not forsaken me. Be you a holy king. Thank you for the things in your Joyous Union Palace. In order to repay you, I will help you get rid of a peerless enemy. After he finished speaking, he stared at Purple Moon Saint King. However, she realized that her attack was actually neutralized by Black Mountain. In the next moment, Black Mountain kept forming seals. Reversing and Yang, seal. Reincarnation of heaven and earth. Sacrifice. A cold voice rang out between heaven and earth. Then endless laws gathered and formed a mysterious altar. It directly covered Purple Moon Saint King. In the next moment, Black Mountain sat cross-legged in the sky and formed seals with his palms again. It was extremely mysterious. The surrounding Saint Kings wanted to attack again. However, the old Saint King from the great desolate mansion narrowed his eyes. He kept retreating. He was originally a person who shouldn't exist. He wanted to go against the heavens. Damn it, is he the legendary fortune defying the heavens? Stop him. Soaring skies, Saint King roared. However, the surrounding blood-red lightning had already struck down. No one dared to move forward. Everyone retreated to a faraway place. Regardless of whether it was Silver Corpse Saint King or Peerless Saint King, everyone retreated. The front had completely turned into nothingness. At this moment, the world was about to be destroyed. Fortunately, this world was very far away from the core of the joyous Union Palace. Even if it was destroyed, its foundation would not be damaged. Just like that, they waited patiently in the center. 3 days later, the blood-red lightning slowly disappeared. Everyone looked at it with rapt attention. That guy should be dead. The people from Silver Corpse Saint King's side were shocked. As for Lin Xian and the rest, they were extremely nervous. In the next moment, they saw a figure standing there with his hands behind his back. His black robe was fluttering in the wind. It was Black Mountain. He was still alive. Lin Xian exclaimed, "That's great." The North Demon heaved a sigh of relief. Peerless Saint King. And the rest laughed. Silver Corpse Saint King and the rest narrowed their eyes. How could this be? Heavenly punishment was even more terrifying than heavenly tribulation. Anyone who encountered it would definitely die. However, Black Mountain was still alive. Why? Chapter 4387. The old Sage King of the Great Desolate Mansion looked solemn. Seizing the fortune of heaven, he used a legendary secret technique. What? Everyone was shocked. Then they realized that where was Purple Moon Saint King? Could it be that he had already fallen? Everyone looked over and saw that the Purple Moon Sage King had disappeared. Black Mountain said, "I've killed him. I've avenged you." These words were directed at the BUS Sage King. The BUS Sage King was also shocked. He could not understand what had happened, but he still cupped his fists and said, "Thank you for your help." Damn it! Not only had the other party broken through, but he had also taken the opportunity. The Silver Corpse Sage King's face was cold. The old Sage King of the Great Desolate Mansion gritted his teeth. "Who are you?" Black Mountain glanced at him and said coldly, "Me? I'm afraid you don't have the right to know." Presumptuous. The mysterious man beside him snorted. Black Mountain sneered. "When I was conquering the world, your grandfather was not even born yet. How dare you talk to me like that?" Unparalleled Sage King. And the others looked weird when they heard what Black Mountain said. The Silver Corpse Sage King. And the others were enraged. "You're asking for it. Since you dared to set up a trap for us, you're going to die today." The divine Ghost Sword Sage also walked out. "So, what if you've escaped the punishment? Do you think you can escape from our joint attack? I'd like to see what right you have to say that." The old Sage King of the Great Desolate Mansion also walked out. It looked like they were going to attack Black Mountain together. "Do you think you can fight me with just the likes of you?" Black Mountain stood there, looking down at the world with disdain. The Silver Corpse Sage King and the others gritted their teeth when they saw this. "Damn it, why are you pretending? Didn't you just become a Sage King?" They were all experienced experts. Moreover, there was the old Sage King of the Great Desolate Mansion. Their strength far surpassed everyone else. They did not believe that they could not defeat Black Mountain. So, what if the unparalleled Sage King and the others attacked? The unparalleled Sage King and the others naturally would not sit back and do nothing. Hence they walked out and stared ahead. The Silver Corpse Sage King said coldly, "Let me see what kind of strength you have." With a clang, the underworld sword shot out from the underworld gourd. The sword was extremely terrifying. It was as if the underworld had descended and destroyed everything. The terrifying sword slashed towards Black Mountain. However, Heishan did not care at all. With a sway of his body, he seemed to have merged into the void and instantly dodged the sword. Then he stretched out his palm and grabbed at the void. Immediately, countless laws condensed in the space and completely sealed the sword chi. The Saint King's expressions changed when they saw that. How was that possible? How could Lin Fan fight against a Silver Corpse Saint King so easily? One had to know that the Silver Corpse Holy King was a veteran expert. His opponent had just broken through to the Holy King level. Was there already no gap between them? Damn it. The Silver Corpse Saint King roared and formed a seal with his palms, forming the Yellow Spring Great Array. A cold and gloomy aura swept out in all directions, as if it wanted to take away everyone's life. Even peerless Saint King and the others frowned when they saw this. It must be said that his opponent's spirit formation was extremely terrifying. Lewis Saint King took a few steps back. After all, she had been injured before and had not fully recovered. She could not withstand the cold aura at all. "Let's see how you're going to fight this time." The Silver Corpse Saint King sneered coldly. Skysoar Saint King and the others also looked cold. In their opinion, Lin Fan was definitely going to die this time. Heishan looked around and sneered. "How dare you use a spirit formation in front of me? You're courting death. Your array formation is nothing more than an insignificant skill." After saying that, his body swayed and disappeared instantly. When he reappeared, he was already outside the Great Formation. How was that possible? The surrounding people were all stunned. Those Saint Kings also narrowed their eyes. Damn it. How did he get out? The Silver Corpse Saint King's face turned ugly, and his eyes were wide open. Damn it. In the next moment, he formed a seal with his palms, forming a Yellow Spring seal, and slammed it forward. Could it be that you know how to use a spatial array? So what? In his opinion, Lin Fan must have used a spatial array to break out of the formation so quickly. However, he was not afraid. At this moment, Heishan also made his move. He slammed his palm forward, and it covered the sky. The 9 heavens collapsed, and the stars were destroyed. Boom! The terrifying palm collided with the Yellow Spring seal, and an earth-shattering sound rang out. Countless cracks spread out, and the Yellow Spring seal shattered. The Silver Corpse Saint King was forced back, and one of his arms was instantly shattered. The surrounding people were all stunned. Everything happened too quickly. When they reacted, the Silver Corpse Saint King was already vomiting blood and was sent flying. How was that possible? The surrounding people were stunned. Wasn't this guy too strong? Was he really someone who had just become a Saint King? The Silver Corpse Saint King roared to the sky. His body was filled with killing intent as he charged forward again. The power in his body seemed to be able to split the sky and earth. Unparalleled killing intent burst out from him. However, Heishan only sneered. He stretched out his palm again, and it seemed to pass through the endless void. His palm slammed onto the Silver Corpse Saint King's face. The Silver Corpse Saint King was sent flying. The Silver Corpse Saint King spun in the sky like a kite with a broken string. His face was smashed. I've said it before. You're not my match. Let your father, Saint King Yenling, come. Heishan stood with his hands behind his back and said proudly. On the opposite side, Saint King Fei Tian, Saint King Divine Ghost, and the others were shocked. Even Saint King Wang Kunlun and the others gasped. This person was so strong that it defied the heavens. Lin Xian and the others were even more shocked. Was this He Shan's strength? As expected of the remnant soul of a great saint. He had just become a saint king and could already beat up other saint kings? Lin Xian clenched his fists. He did not know how strong He Shan would be after becoming a saint king. The scene was terrifyingly silent. The silver corpse saint king and the others were originally full of confidence. They had enough strength to suppress peerless divine king and the others. But now, peerless divine king and the others had not even made a move. He Shan alone was enough to stun them. Damn it, the silver corpse saint king flew back. His eyes were red, and his killing intent surged. He wanted to attack again. This time, he was going to go all out. As a saint king, how could he not be angry after being slapped in the face? However, at this moment, the old saint king from Bumblebee waved his hand and stopped him. Don't act rashly. This person is very strange. Let me test his strength. As he spoke, he walked out and waved his walking stick in the air. Instantly, the stars in the sky shattered. Middle stage Saint King, peerless divine king, and the others took a deep breath. Their expressions became extremely solemn. It was obvious that the old Saint King was a level higher than them. Most of the Saint Kings were early-stage Saint Kings. However, their opponent was a mid-stage Saint King. The difference in strength between them was like heaven and earth. This time, their opponent should be dead, right? Chapter 4388. Soaring Sky Sage King, and the rest snorted. Even Lin Xian and the rest became nervous again. Boom. The old Sage King of the Great Desolate Mansion made his move. His walking stick seemed to have turned into a peerless divine sword as it pierced forward. In an instant, it arrived before He Shan. However, He Shan waved his hand, and countless laws gathered, forming a terrifying vortex that instantly enveloped the sword. It was as if the sword had pierced into the sea. The boundless power was swallowed up by it. He Shan formed a seal with his palms, and a boundless array flew out from his hands, spreading out in all directions. The Four Spirits' Heavenlock Grand Array below was activated by him. Endless chains swept towards the old Sacred King. The old Sage King was originally full of confidence, but when he saw the spiritual Four Skylock Array, his scalp went numb. He quickly retreated, no longer as confident as before. The expressions of the other Saint Kings also changed greatly. Damn it, can he still control the array? Why did he retreat without a fight? I've said it before. When I dominated the world, your grandfather wasn't even born yet. Do you believe me now? Damn it, those Sage Kings were so angry that they vomited blood, but no one dared to act rashly. Even the old Sage King said to leave first. This guy was too strange. He could control the spiritual Four Sky Lock Array. If he sealed it, it would be difficult to escape. Damn it, Silver Corpse Sage King, and the rest were biting. The great advantage they had was now gone. Not only was Purple Moon Sage King killed, but the joyous Union Palace was no longer under their control. Moreover, they had been slapped in the face. They must take revenge. Let's go. Silver Corpse Sage King waved his hand, and the few of them slowly disappeared. At this moment, Peerless Sage King and Kunlun Sage King suddenly attacked. The two of them attacked the same person, the mysterious person shrouded in light. The mysterious person did not expect the two Sage Kings to attack together, so he could only retreat quickly. The old Sage King roared and slashed Kunlun Mountain. However, the devouring vortex flew out and shrouded the mysterious person's light. The light was torn apart, and the mysterious person was shocked before he disappeared. Although it was only for a moment, they all saw Peerless Sage King. Then they were all dumbfounded. It really was the Desolate Heaven Sage King. Wasn't he killed? Lin Xian and the others were also surprised. Peerless Saint King said coldly he did not have the ability to come back from the dead. He was not dead at all. As expected, they were in cahoots with the human world. Sacred King Desolate Heaven's appearance caused everyone's face to turn grave. The people who were originally dead had reappeared. In that case, other than the Desolate Heaven Holy King, were the others still alive? Their faces were cold. These people were too arrogant. It seemed that it was time to take action against them. Peerless Saint King's eyes were filled with killing intent. He would leave the rest to be U.S. Saint King. After Purple Moon Saint King was killed, the people from Huan Palace no longer dared to resist, and all of them surrendered. Those capable generals under the Purple Moon Saint King were all suppressed. Their hearts and souls were destroyed. For a moment, the joyous Union Palace was once again under his control. On the other side, Peerless Sage King and the others had also begun to discuss their plans to attack the Great Barren Mansion. Since they had already confirmed that the Great Desolation Mansion was related to the human world, how could they hold back? Of course, this matter had to be well prepared. Lin Xian and the others also took the time to cultivate. They adjusted their strength to the peak and were ready to strike at any time. At the same time, the battle scenes that Peerless Saint King had recorded using the array were also spread out. It spread throughout the second astral boundary. When the people in the second astral boundary saw it, they were stunned. Oh my God! What is this? The 4 great sage kings had been slapped in the face. They felt as if they were in a dream. Who did it? Was it Lin Xian? He was really daring. They did not know the others, but they should be sacred venerables. A group of sacred venerables had slapped a sacred king's face. This was the first time something like this had happened. Therefore, everyone was in an uproar. All sorts of discussions broke out. When the sacred kings heard the news, they were so angry that they vomited blood and sent people out to suppress them. At the same time, Fu Hongye Linghu Chue Shue and the others were transported over. They took a deep breath. They knew that Peerless City was going to take revenge. Previously, Acheron Palace, Great Desolate Mansion, and Myriad Demon City had joined forces to seal Peerless City. They had already taken action against Acheron Palace. This time, they were going to take action against Great Desolate Mansion and destroy it completely. Soon, Lin Xian met up with Linghu Chue Shue and the others and came to joyous Union Palace. Everyone gathered and waited for Peerless Saint King's news. Lin Xian originally wanted to contact Peerless Saint King and ask Chao Tianxing to come over. He wanted to spar with Peerless Saint King. However, he found out that Chao Tianxing was still in true spirit world and was constantly visiting the sacred grounds. He had even entered some legendary places. This caused Lin Xian to be astonished. It seemed that this fellow was not simple at all. Finally, Peerless Saint King returned. His eyes were filled with coldness. Then he said, "Follow me to take revenge." Lin Xian and the others stood up. Their eyes were filled with coldness. This time, only Peerless Saint King came personally. The other Saint Kings did not appear. However, Lin Xian knew that the other Saint Kings were following them secretly, ready to strike at any time. After all, they were going to attack a sacred city. Peerless City was going to attack in the name of revenge. Great Desolate Mansion would definitely call for others. At that time, the hidden Saint Kings would appear again. Peerless Saint King, Lin Xian, and the others moved quickly. The entire second astral realm was shaken again. This time, they did not hide their auras. Terrifying killing intent, and the wrath of a Saint King swept across the 9 heavens. Finally, they came to the front. The Great Desolate Mansion was right in front of them. Peerless Saint King roared and slashed forward with his sword. Suddenly, a world in joyous Union Palace was split open. The disciples inside were all turned into blood mist. Terrifying auras spread out in all directions. Everyone in the second astral realm went crazy. Heavens, the wrath of a Saint King was so terrifying. When the people of Great Desolate Mansion received the news, their eyes turned red. Damn it, who is it? Does he want to die? Countless experts and elders flew out one after another. One of the elders swept his gaze across all directions. He was a late-stage Saint Venerate expert. He roared, "Who dares to attack my Great Desolate Mansion? Come here and accept your death." However, what answered him was an ice-cold sword light that directly slashed him into a bloody mist. The other elders felt their scalps go numb, as if they were facing a formidable enemy. Damn it, the aura of a Saint King. The Saint King had attacked. In the next moment, they saw a group of people descending from the sky. They brought with them supreme Tao, causing the sky to rumble and the earth to tremble. It was as if thousands of soldiers and horses had descended. Although there were not many of them, their auras were too powerful. Chapter 4389. The martial artists of the Great Desolate Mansion who controlled the world raised their heads in fear. When the elders saw this scene, their pupils abruptly shrank. It was unparalleled Sage King and the people from Wushuang City. D***MN. They actually came? Unparalleled Sage King. How dare you behave so atrociously in the Great Desolate Mansion? This is against the rules. Another elder walked out and gritted his teeth. However, Unparalleled Sage King waved his sleeve, and the elder turned into a blood mist. He said coldly, "Who do you think you are? How dare you lecture me? Get your Sage King out." Damn it! When the surrounding Sage Venerables saw this, they roared in anger. They gritted their teeth so hard that they almost broke. Some of the elders who were in the later stage of the Sage Venerables were even more furious. Unparalleled Sage King frowned. A bunch of ants dared to behave atrociously in front of him. When he looked at the 6 elders, they turned into blood mist instantly. The people from the Great Desolate Mansion were in despair. He was too powerful. Although these elders were also powerful experts, they were like ants in front of a Sage King. They could not even withstand a glance from the Sage King. No one dared to be arrogant anymore. Shouting in front of the Sage King was a dead end. At this moment, a cold snort sounded between heaven and earth. Then, an old man walked out on the main road. He held onto his walking stick, and his aura was extremely cold. When the people from the Great Desolate Mansion saw this, they became excited. They all knelt down and bowed. "Old Ancestor, great, the Old Ancestor is here." The elders shouted, "Old Ancestor, please avenge us. Wushuang City is too arrogant." This old man was naturally the old Sage King of the Great Desolate Mansion. When he came out, his cold aura shrouded the area. To be honest, he did not want to see Unparalleled Sage King and the others. Whenever he thought of Unparalleled Sage King, he would be reminded of what had happened. There was also the mysterious black-robed man. However, since the other party had come, he could not sit back and do nothing. Instead, he asked coldly, "Unparalleled Sage King, why did you bring so many people here? What is it?" Unparalleled Sage King sneered. Previously, the Great Desolate Mansion, Acheron Hall, and Demon City joined forces to attack Wushuang City. As a result, Wushuang City is still sealed. What do you think I'm doing? Since you dared to attack my holy city, then there's no need for your holy city to exist. Speaking of which, a fearsome sword chi swept across the area. The terrifying, devouring law spread out for thousands of miles. Everyone felt their scalps go numb. As for the old holy king in front, he humphed coldly. "I'm afraid you don't have the qualifications. Call out the person behind you. This is just a grudge between our 2 holy cities. I won't ask for help." Do you think that just because you're a veteran Saint King, I'm afraid of you? Today, I'll let you experience my prowess. Peerless Holy King exuded a terrifying aura. Of course, if you want to call for help, Then don't blame me for being impolite. Hearing this, the old Saint King smiled. He was most worried that the peerless Saint King would look for someone. However, at that moment, Chu Feng wanted to contend against him by himself. He was truly naive. This peerless Saint King was only at the initial stage of the Saint King realm, although his devouring law was strange. So what? He was a powerful existence in the middle stage of the Saint King realm. It would be very easy for him to defeat his opponent. If it was possible, he could even kill his opponent today. Thinking of this, the old Saint King's eyes were filled with killing intent. Since you want to die, then don't blame me for being impolite. Having said that, he waved his hand, and a fearsome aura of desolation formed into a desolation blade. He slashed it forward. This slash seemed to be able to split the heavens and earth. It exploded with unparalleled power. The peerless Saint King also attacked. The devouring law and peerless sword flew out. A shocking battle broke out between the two of them. The old Saint King roared, "Do you dare to come up and fight?" He flew out of the region and fought above the 9 heavens. After all, this was the territory of the great desolate mansion. If they fought below, even if they won, the great desolate mansion would not be able to withstand the power. "Do you think I'm afraid of you?" The peerless Saint King sneered and rushed up to the 9 heavens. As the two of them fought, terrifying auras filled the air. Everyone below watched the battle anxiously. The people of the great desolate mansion surrounded Linghu Chueshue and the others. However, they did not attack immediately. They were waiting for the outcome of the battle between the Saint Kings. When the time came, they would destroy the people of Peerless City. Linghu Chueshue and the others were also very nervous. However, Lin Xian was not among them. At this moment, Lin Xian was not there. He was secretly moving around. He and the Crimson Dragon hid in the void, with the great desolate mansion's void beastskin, and flew in the world controlled by the great desolate mansion. He Shan was also following behind them. This time, their goal was not to kill their enemies, but to find the traces of the desolate heaven Saint King. As long as they could find the desolate heaven Saint King, then it would no longer be a grudge between Peerless City and the great desolate mansion. At that time, they could prove that the great desolate mansion was related to the human world. Then the other saint cities could make a move. The Divine Path sect could also enforce justice on behalf of the heavens. This was the ultimate goal of the peerless Saint King and the others. Kid, what do you think? The Crimson Dragon asked as he controlled the void beast's skin. Lin Xian activated the heavenly secret god eyes with all his might. His golden eyes seemed to be able to see through everything. Don't worry, he's not in this world. He's in another world. They instantly traveled through the void. A single saint city controlled many worlds, so they had to search for the desolate heaven Saint King one by one. Finally, they found the desolate heaven Saint King in the 6th world. Lin Xian said, "I found the traces of the desolate heaven Saint King. This time, he didn't hide anything. I saw his face clearly. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and make a move." The Crimson Dragon said anxiously. Lin Xian frowned. There was more than one Saint King's aura. Damn it. There were other Saint Kings in the great desolate mansion. Lin Xian made a shocking discovery. He realized that there were 2 more Saint Kings hiding here. These 2 people were wearing masks even when they were not in danger. They were shrouded in black murderous aura. Obviously, they were people from the human world. In a hidden hall in the distance, one of the masked men frowned. He looked at the void. The other man asked, "What's going on?" That man said, "I feel that someone is secretly observing us. Who could be here?" "You're overthinking." "Impossible. My senses can't be wrong." Desolate heaven. Isn't there a huge battle outside? The desolate heaven Saint King's pupils shrank. His eyes were like lightning, piercing through the void. Damn it, hurry up and make a move. A black-clothed Saint King disappeared instantly. In the next moment, he appeared near Lin Xian. Indeed, there was an aura. Although I don't know who you are, you should hurry up and die. He held a mirror in one hand and slammed his other hand down. This was an attack from a Saint King. No matter who was hiding here, they would definitely die. Chapter 4390. They had been discovered. The Crimson Dragon was shocked. Lin Xian sighed as well. A sage ruler was far stronger than a sage venerable. None of the sage venerables had discovered them while they were flying. However, a sage ruler had easily discovered them. He did not dare to be careless and entered the great sage tower with the Crimson Dragon. With a loud boom, the great sage tower was sent flying. The sage ruler sneered. However, he soon frowned. Was it not broken? Could it be a sage ruler's weapon? He stretched out his palm to grab it again. However, at this moment, another black-robed man appeared and slammed his palm towards him. Who was that? He thought it was his companion, but when he sensed that the aura was different, he felt a chill down his spine. It was Black Mountain who had attacked. His attack was imbued with boundless power, and it directly enveloped his opponent. Hong, he was instantly sent flying, crashing through the endless void, spitting out large mouthfuls of blood. What was going on? The desolate heaven sage ruler and the other black-robed man were shocked. Was there a sage ruler hiding here? You go first. The desolate heaven sage ruler's body glowed, and he wore a battle armor that covered his face. They could not let anyone discover that a human was here. Otherwise, the great desolate mansion would be in danger. He was prepared to go over and stall for time. However, he did not know that the other party was looking for him. In the next moment, he dashed out and asked coldly, "Sir, do you really want to be enemies with the great desolate mansion?" At that moment, Lin Xian walked out from the great sage ruler and sneered. "Desolate heaven, stop pretending. I know it's you. You're still alive." "It's you?" The desolate heaven sage ruler's face turned cold, and he revealed a ferocious expression. "Brat, how dare you come here? You're courting death. I'll send you to hell today." With that, he attacked with his palm. "You're the one who's going to hell." Lin Xian sneered and quickly retreated. He used the void escape technique to appear and disappear unpredictably. At that moment, Black Mountain also made his move. He stretched out a palm, and the boundless power of the formation enveloped him in an instant. The desolate heaven sage ruler's face changed. Not good. He roared crazily, and his power swept in all directions. However, he was unable to tear apart the array formation. In the next moment, He Shan waved his hand and flew into the sky with the formation. Boom! When they arrived in the sky, Lin Xian's cold voice rang out once again. "Desolate Heaven Sage King, you're still alive. It seems that you are indeed related to the human world." His voice was like a clap of thunder that swept across all directions, causing the people of the great desolate mansion to be stunned. They all turned their heads to look, their faces filled with astonishment. In the sky, the expression of the old sacred king, who was fighting in the outer realm, changed. Damn it, he was clenching his teeth so hard that they were about to break. To be honest, the fact that he hadn't been able to suppress the other party until now had already shocked him. However, he did not expect that the other party's target was not him, but Sacred King Huang Tian. Peerless Saint King sneered. "Old man, let's see how your great desolate mansion will die this time." As he spoke, he quickly retreated to the side of Ling Huchui Xue and the others to prevent the great desolate mansion from attacking. Meanwhile, the old Saint King walked down, his expression cold and gloomy. Sacred King Huang Tian said. Through gritted teeth, the black-robed man had appeared. The old Saint King's eyes narrowed as he said coldly, Huang Tian was indeed still alive because he had cultivated a secret technique. That was why he was able to escape from the human world. However, that didn't mean that he was related to the human world. Sacred King, Huang Tian quickly explained. Yes, that's right. The secret technique that I cultivated allowed me to escape. Is that not enough? Lin Xian sneered when he heard that. You really have the cheek to say that. Those who were present were all sacred kings. You managed to escape? What a joke. The human world didn't kill you. However, if you don't want to admit it, don't worry. I have plenty of evidence. As he spoke, Lin Xian's eyes shone with an extremely sharp radiance once again. This time, Heishan also attacked, shattering the heavens and earth. Soon, a figure was pushed back again. This person was wearing a mask and exuded a murderous aura. He was one of the sacred kings of the human world. Seeing this, Lin Xian sneered. What else do you have to say now? The old Saint King's expression changed. Damn it, he didn't expect that even his secret would be discovered. In the next moment, his expression turned ferocious, and the aura on his body became even more terrifying. At that moment, his head of white hair instantly changed. His old face became youthful again. In the next moment, the old Saint King turned into a middle-aged man who looked like a god. Obviously, he had used a secret technique to forcefully restore his strength to his peak without caring about his lifespan and life. At the same time, his voice sounded. So, what if you discovered me? All of you will die today. With a roar, the desolate heaven seal came crashing down. Unparalleled Sacred King tried his best to block it, but he was still sent flying. However, he used a devouring vortex to protect Linghu Chueshue. Unparalleled Sacred King spat out a mouthful of blood as he was sent flying. His expression was cold. He was indeed strong when he went all out. However, is it possible for him to kill me? The old Saint King didn't say anything. He turned his hand and attacked again. They shattered the formation and rescued the desolate Heaven Holy King. Sacred King Huang Tian didn't hold back and attacked with all his might. He used the desolate summoning technique, summoning millions of figures in a huge canyon. The terrifying desolate chi was everywhere in the sky and on the ground, trying to devour everyone. At the same time, the space shattered. The two saints of the mortal realm also appeared in the sky. At that moment, Unparalleled Sacred King and the others were in extreme danger. An inescapable trap? So what? Unparalleled Sacred King shouted coldly as he sent out a sword chi, shattering the space around them. Figures appeared one after another. Their terrifying auras suppressed the 9 heavens. Among them, Sacred King Biue, Sacred King Kunlun, and Limitless Sacred King had all arrived. Moreover, they weren't the only ones. The people from the Deity Dao Union had also appeared. Their expressions were unusually cold, and they froze the area. Deity Dao Union. The old Saint King's eyes narrowed. He had thought that Unparalleled Sacred King would call for Sacred King Kunlun and the others, but he wasn't afraid. However, he hadn't expected the people from the Deity Dao Union to come as well. This time, they were in trouble. Scholar Immortal walked out and looked down. Great desolate mansion. How dare you? Since you have already submitted to the mortal realm, you should disappear from this world. Next, we will enforce justice on behalf of the heavens. Damn it, the old Saint King's face was cold. The 2 assassins said, we have already sent out the summoning technique. Our people will come. Hold on for a while. At that moment, Scholar Immortal waved his hand in the sky. Instantly, they attacked Unparalleled Sacred King, and the others also attacked. A great battle instantly erupted. Linghu Chueshue, Fu Hongya, and the other young disciples also attacked. They wouldn't participate in the battle between the Saint Kings. However, they wouldn't miss the battle between the Saint Kings and the Saint Venerables. Chapter 4391. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon attacked as well. In an instant, many people charged towards Lin Xian. If it weren't for Lin Xian, the great desolate mansion wouldn't be in such a passive position. Go to hell, kid. 5 figures instantly appeared in the void. They were the 5 elders, and they were the pinnacle of the sacred venerables. Their eyes were filled with murderous intent. Boom. The 5 of them executed their ultimate techniques. Lin Xian let out a roar and unleashed the human ruler's seal, sweeping out in all directions. Suddenly, an earth-shattering sound was heard. The 5 elders were pushed back, and their faces were filled with shock. How could this be? How could Lin Xian be so strong? Damn it. This guy is almost invincible under the sacred ruler realm. Their faces turned cold. More people charged towards Lin Xian. The Crimson Dragon also roared and attacked. Lin Xian executed the human ruler's seal. He executed the mountain-embracing seal, invincible sword, and indestructible sword consecutively. The sacred venerables fell in droves. They couldn't defend themselves at all. Boom. When the desolate heaven's sacred king saw this, he attacked Lin Xian. Then he was sent flying. Lin Xian sensed the terrifying aura and quickly dodged. However, he couldn't dodge it. He took out the great destruction spear and blocked the attack. In the next moment, his face turned cold. Since you still want to kill me, don't blame me for being impolite. Lin Xian immediately used the great destruction spear. Originally, he was invincible under the sacred ruler realm. Now that he took out the sacred ruler realm weapon, he was like a god of war. No one could stop him. Boom. With a single strike, boundless demonic chi suppressed the entire area. Groups of geniuses fell one after another. The eyes of the elders turned red. Stop him. Countless elders rushed up, but they couldn't even withstand a single attack. With a single strike, the heavens collapsed, and the earth cracked. Those elders were also struck to the point where their bodies and souls were completely destroyed. On the other side, Linghu Xue, Fu Hongye, and the other personal disciples were equally terrifying. The toad waved its claws and used the divine toad fist. It was having a great time. Lin Xian single-handedly swept through all 4 directions. One world after another passed, and no one was able to stop them. The battle between the Saint Kings above was equally dangerous. Although the great Desolation Mansion had 4 saint rulers, it was impossible for them to defend themselves. In the blink of an eye, their bodies were blasted apart. However, Silver Corpse Saint King came along with Soaring Sky Saint King and Divine Ghost Saint King. Even those killing saints of the mortal world had come as well, descending between heaven and earth. Terrifying murderous aura surged, carrying out a great confrontation with the divine Tao Gate. But this time, Peerless Saint King and the others were well prepared, so they had the advantage in numbers. Moreover, they were all in peak condition. Kill. The Holy Lord had gone completely mad and was attacking madly. He summoned the Void Grand Canyon and used it as a weapon to sweep out in all directions. He released an extremely terrifying radiance that could split the world in half. Peerless Saint King also attacked, and countless sword chi slashed at the desolate canyon. Boom! The desolate canyon spread out, as if it was a real canyon that had crossed through time and space, and the surroundings were filled with murderous aura, with mountains of corpses and seas of blood surrounding it. It was an extremely terrifying scene. Buzz. At this moment, another figure disappeared, and when it reappeared, it was already behind Peerless Saint King. It was a killing saint of the mortal world, and his strength was so strong that he could appear and disappear unpredictably. The killing sword in his hand pierced towards Peerless Saint King. A devouring vortex appeared behind Peerless Saint King, blocking the sword. At the same time, Immortal Scholar attacked from the sky, and the sky was instantly covered in ice. This caused frost to appear on the killing saint's body. The killing saint quickly retreated, but was sent flying by Kunlun Mountain. This battle was extremely terrifying, and the surrounding void was shattered. Even if the saints below were not killed by Lin Xian and the others, they were torn to pieces by the Holy Lord's aura and turned into blood mist. Holy Lord Divine Ghost was extremely powerful, and his sword swept across. It was a sword of the heavens, and it crushed the 9 heavens. With one sword, heaven and earth were shattered, and the scene was too terrifying. It was as if the 9 heavens had turned into a peerless divine sword, and it instantly crushed everything. The phantom of Kunlun Mountain was split apart by the sword, and Holy Lord Kunlun was also sent flying, his face pale. One had to admit that the sword techniques of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion were absolutely unparalleled. This divine sword could be called the Sword Realm. Tens of thousands of sword chi slashed in all directions. At this moment, a huge sword realm pressed down from the sky. Not only did it attack the Holy Lords, but it also attacked Lin Xian and the others. In just an instant, heaven and earth were pierced and shattered. It was too terrifying. Lin Xian and the others also quickly dodged, their faces pale. At the same time, Wuji's Saint King roared into the sky, and the world trembled, and the stars dimmed. He charged towards Soaring Sky Saint King. The terrifying Wuji laws kept surging. Soaring Sky Saint King had transformed into his true form. His true form was a flying praying mantis, and he was waving his 2 blades. He shot out a sky full of blade light to fight against his opponent. These holy lords all had their own unique laws and divine abilities, and they were very terrifying. Buzz, Silver Corpse Holy Lord roared, and he formed a seal with his palms and directly shot out a bronze coffin. There was a corpse inside. Only half of the corpse was left, but it was incomparably black and extremely strange. As soon as he appeared, a terrifying aura spread in all directions. Seeing this scene, Immortal Scholar roared angrily, "Not good! Everyone, be careful, this is Supreme Saint Corpse Poison. Supreme Saint Corpse Poison." Kunlun Saint King, Luiyue Saint King, and the others' expressions changed when they heard this. They had been poisoned by this poison before, and the other party actually had such a terrifying poison in his hands. In an instant, they frantically used their laws to form layers of defense to resist. Immortal Scholar roared angrily and unleashed a terrifying ice attack. Frost danced between heaven and earth. The entire world was frozen, but the Supreme Saint Corpse Poison was indeed very strange. It could still move slowly in this frost. It seemed like it could threaten the life of any Holy Lord. Seeing this scene, Silver Corpse Holy Lord laughed. "It's useless. You're all going to die." If this was Supreme Saint Corpse Poison, then it would be useless. If it was related to a Supreme Saint, how could a Holy Lord block it? Holy Emperor Wushuang and the others frowned, and even the deity Dao Union's people had cold expressions. They did not expect them to have such a thing in their hands. At this moment, a figure walked out and said, "Let's use that thing." After he finished speaking, he began to form seals with his hands. Suddenly, a formation was formed, and a blue bead was summoned out of the formation. It was like a blue sun shining in all directions. The Pearl of Purification. It was also an extremely terrifying weapon of a Holy Lord, and it specialized in purifying all poisons. The appearance of the Pearl of Purification slowed down the Supreme Saint Corpse Poison. However, Silver Corpse Holy Lord snorted coldly. He held the bronze coffin and charged forward, and the half-corpse inside emitted an even more terrifying aura. Even the Pearl of Purification could not block it. At this moment, the faces of these people turned ugly. Chapter 4392. The thing in his hand should be the corpse of a supreme sage. This was an unparalleled treasure, but it was refined into corpse poison by the other party. It seemed that he had to take out the corpse of a supreme sage. At this moment, the unparalleled Sage King said that there was still a chance. Everyone, give me your power. I have a way. The Sage Kings released their power, and the devouring vortex devoured their power. Then he said telepathically, Junior brother, use the great dragon sword. Lin Xian nodded. The vortex came behind him. Feeling the terrifying power, he instantly struck out a dragon-shaped sword shadow. Instantly, it drew a dragon head and directly devoured the power in the vortex. The great dragon sword soul burst out, releasing a peerless sword light. At this moment, the world became dark. The divine ghost sword king's body trembled. His firmament sword was so powerful before, sweeping across an area with an invincible aura, but now, in front of the dragon sword, it lost its luster. What is that? The divine ghost sword king looked at the sword chi between heaven and earth, and his eyes instantly turned red. As a peerless sword saint, such a treasure made him go crazy. He quickly charged over with the firmament sword, wanting to snatch the sword shadow. But at this moment, Lin Xian waved his arm. The dragon sword intent descended, and the firmament sword was directly sent flying. The divine ghost sword king had one of his arms chopped off. He returned in a sorry state, and his eyes were filled with fear. Damn it, it's that kid. They all stared at Lin Xian. These sage kings were stunned. How could a young man have such a terrifying treasure? It could even injure a sage king. Damn it, kill him quickly. The sage king's eyes emitted a biting, cold, killing intent. The silver corpse holy king unleashed his great sage corpse poison, transforming into a giant black dragon that pounced forward with bared fangs and claws. Under the supreme sage corpse poison, everything would be turned into ashes. Lin Xian used the great sword soul, invincible form. It swept through everything. The terrifying dragon-shaped sword chi flew out, turning into a sword Dao world, directly suppressing heaven and earth. When the black storm met the dragon-shaped sword chi, it let out an earth-shattering sound. Then it quickly dissipated. The Saint Kings were also stunned. They didn't dare to believe it. That was the corpse poison of a great sage, yet it had actually been blocked by him. Furthermore, he had destroyed it. What kind of swordsmanship was this? Great, it's working. The Kunlun Sacred King and the others smiled as they heaved a sigh of relief. That was because they were most worried about something like the great sage corpse poison. Once it was unleashed, no one would be able to withstand it. But now, things were different. If they could block the great sage corpse poison, then they would be able to sweep through everything in their path. Sure enough, these people once again channeled their energy into the great dragon sword spirit. The sword spirit destroyed everything and split the black storm apart. After that, Lin Xian controlled the great dragon sword soul and charged towards the bronze coffin. How could it be like this? The silver corpse, holy king, and the others' expressions became ugly. They roared. It had to be a coincidence. Kill. They were also riding on the bronze coffins as they charged over at high speed. The two of them collided between heaven and earth. The great dragon sword spirit had completely suppressed the supreme saint's corpse poison, making it unable to threaten the other saint kings. Attack. When the immortal scholar saw this scene, he led the people of the deity Dao Union and quickly attacked. They swept through the area. They already had the upper hand. Now that they had nothing to worry about, they were even more powerful. In an instant, a few saint kings from the mortal world fell. The silver corpse holy king and the others were also forced to retreat. Below them, Linghu Chue Xue and the others were even more powerful as they swept through the area. None of the elders, experts, or geniuses of the great desolate mansion could escape. In the end, the people of the mortal world had to retreat. The silver corpse, holy king, also felt his scalp go numb. He roared and quickly retreated. No, what about the saint city? The desolate heaven holy king roared. This was their saint city. If they retreated, the great desolate mansion would cease to exist. Boom. At that moment, a fist landed on his body, breaking him apart. At the same time, the flood dragon scissors in the sky sliced his blood mist apart. The desolate heaven holy king was scared, out of his wits. He did not dare to stay any longer. If they were destroyed, so be it. As long as they were alive, they could rebuild the saint city. At that thought, the saint kings all retreated. You want to leave? The immortal scholar finally cast the indestructible cold sky array. The terrifying array formation suppressed the surroundings. The desolate heaven holy king had retreated too late and was instantly sealed in ice. When the old saint king saw this, he roared crazily and attacked with an unparalleled power. However, when he sensed the icy aura, he did not dare to get close. He could only attack from afar. The monstrous power was like a peerless sword light that swept through everything. However, it was useless. The peerless Saint King and the others came forward and looked at the frozen, desolate heaven, holy king, and sneered. You didn't expect this, did you? Go to hell. The peerless Saint King slashed with his sword and split the desolate heaven, holy king apart. Then he used the law of devouring to destroy the desolate heaven, holy king's soul. The desolate heaven, holy king roared crazily. Damn it, I'll fight it out with you. He wanted to die together with them. However, he could not do so in the array. In the end, he was killed by the peerless Saint King and the others. His soul was destroyed. Is he dead? Their Saint King has fallen. The people of the great desolate mansion who were still resisting were dumbfounded when they saw this. They felt as if the sky had collapsed. It was at this time that more and more people fell. Damn it, run. Let's save as many as we can. The old Saint King roared in the sky. Then his eyes turned red as he stared at the peerless Saint King. One day, I'll tear you to shreds. Boom. With that, he turned around and left. At this moment, a ray of light flashed and chopped off one of his arms. An old man in plain clothes held a sickle in the sky. He looked like an ordinary old man, but his strength was extremely strong. He sliced the old man apart with a single slash. Damn it, the old Saint King thought. He could feel his strength slipping away. After all, he did not have much lifespan left. Now, he was desperate to recover to his peak. After such a long battle, he had used up a lot of his strength. If he continued to fight, he would not have any strength left. At that time, even if these people did not kill him, his soul would be destroyed. Therefore, he roared angrily and tore open the void to escape. Chase. These people chased after him crazily. The people of the deity Tao Union were even more aggressive. In the end, 2 mortal realm-killing sages fell. Even the silver corpse Saint King's body exploded. The soaring Saint King and the divine ghost Saint King were also injured. However, in the end, they used the great sage's corpse to escape quickly. The peerless Saint King and the people of the deity Tao Union returned. They arrived at the great desolate mansion. The elites of the great desolate mansion had already been killed. The remaining people could not resist at all. They were all kneeling on the ground. The peerless Saint King used the devouring law. It floated between heaven and earth and covered the entire great desolate mansion. Then he said, "Don't be a member of the great desolate mansion in your next life. Reincarnate." With that, he waved his hand and swallowed the entire great desolate mansion. From then on, the great desolate mansion, the sacred city, disappeared. Chapter 4393. The second astral realm was in an uproar. The destruction of a saint city was too shocking. It could be said that it had swept across the entire astral realm. Countless warriors were talking about this matter everywhere. Peerless City was too strong. Previously, they were sealed by the 3 saint cities. Now they had destroyed a saint city. He was going to take his revenge. Someone exclaimed. Someone else said, "No, I heard that it wasn't just for revenge. There were other reasons." The Saint King of the Great Desolate Mansion was actually a member of the world of men. That was why so many saint cities had attacked them. World of men, that ancient and legendary assassin palace, many people were shocked. That was an extremely terrifying existence. No wonder the Great Desolate Mansion was destroyed. What would happen to the other saint cities? Everyone was stunned. At the same time, the other saint cities were also in an uproar. People like the Myriad Demon City and the Myriad Sword Pavilion were shocked beyond words. The Soaring Sky Saint King and the Divine Ghost Saint King immediately gathered a group of experts after returning. They brought along some of the top geniuses and experts with them. The others were all sealed. They had chosen the same method as Peerless City, which was to seal the entire saint city to tide over this crisis. The Myriad Demon City did the same. The 2 saint cities were sealed and disappeared into the void. This caused many people to exclaim. From the looks of it, the 2 saint cities had bowed their heads and sealed themselves. Everyone's gaze fell on the Acheron Palace. After all, the Acheron Palace was in charge of this matter. What would the Acheron Palace do? Would they gather their forces and launch a counterattack, or seal themselves? The Silver Corpse Saint King clenched his teeth so hard that they were about to shatter. Damn it, he was so angry that he vomited blood. To be honest, he wanted to gather these Saint Kings and bring the world of men back. However, on this day, Saint King Yenling sent a message to the true spirit world. He wanted him to seal the Saint City and bring people to the true spirit world. Damn it, I'll let those people be arrogant for a while. One day, the second astral realm will be ours. The Silver Corpse Saint King also brought a few geniuses and sealed the Saint City. Then they began their journey to the true spirit world. On the other side, the Peerless Saint King and the others had gathered together to discuss what to do next. The Deity Dao Union's people left again, hiding in the world. As for the other Saint Kings, after discussing with each other, they decided to put up the strongest defense for the Holy City before taking their disciples to the true spirit world. After all, the day of opening the seal was very close. They had to hurry over and send these geniuses to the buried Emperor's Star, true spirit world. As more and more geniuses appeared one after another, the martial path of the true spirit world flourished once again. Right now, they are talking about the geniuses that came from the buried Emperor's Star. That Han Chong was too terrifying. Earlier, he had challenged an expert of the older generation and had actually won within 10 moves. It was unknown what level his true strength had reached. That's right, other than Han Chong, that Hui Yu is also incomparably strong. This person's moonlight power seemed to be able to sweep through everything. It was even stronger than the Holy Lands. I've heard that there's an even more terrifying existence above them. She's like a fairy from the 9th heaven. It's said that even Han Chong has to be respectful when he sees her. What? There's such an existence? Where was that fairy? Exclamations of surprise could be heard. However, at this moment, a person walked over and said, "Those people you're talking about are very strong, but they're not invincible." As far as I know, these rising geniuses have also been defeated. What? These geniuses have been defeated? That's impossible. The surrounding people were shocked. Someone also said, "That's right. Who defeated them? Could it be the Alcade Saint Sun? Or the Gu family's genius? Or perhaps the Yi family's expert?" There were also some peak geniuses in the true spirit world. However, it seemed that these people hadn't made a move yet. No, it said that this person came from the second star realm. He's very strong and seems to have defeated Han Chong. What? Han Chong has been defeated? That's impossible. Countless people exclaimed. In their opinion, Han Chong was an extremely peak expert. How could he have been defeated? Could it be Lin Xian? When someone mentioned this name, the others also exclaimed. This person was indeed very strong. However, that person did indeed say that it wasn't Lin Xian, but another person. His name was Chao Tianxing. Was it him? Countless people repeated this name over and over again. Their eyes flickered with astonishing light. It seemed that another extremely terrifying expert was about to rise. To be able to defeat someone from the buried Emperor's Star, this Chao Tianxing was definitely heaven-defying. Don't say any more. Someone is coming. Hearing those words, everyone shut their mouths. That was because they discovered that there were a few figures walking over from the front. One of them was Han Chong. Their expressions became terrified. Han Chong's gaze was cold, and his body carried endless cold air. He was like an ice god. After he arrived, he said, "Were you guys talking about Chao Tianxing?" The others were so scared that their scalps went numb. Han Chong did say, "If it's this person, then yes, I have indeed lost to him. He's very strong." Speaking of this, a trace of coldness appeared in Han Chong's eyes. After he arrived, he swept through everything. Other than the monarch races and some extremely powerful sacred grounds, he didn't challenge anyone. The others were no match for him at all. He didn't expect that he would be defeated by someone from the second star realm. However, he also knew that Chao Tianxing was indeed very strong. If he was given another chance, he probably wouldn't be able to defeat him. At this moment, a person next to him laughed. He didn't expect that in the true spirit world, there were still experts. I feel that the holy daughter of the All Beginnings Holy Land is very powerful. Although I defeated her, it was only a narrow victory. Once those words were said, the surrounding people were astonished. Soon after, the people at the front mentioned the names of several other geniuses. As they stood there, they were all talking about the peak experts and geniuses of the world. However, their expressions were calm and composed. It was as if they controlled the world. At this moment, a blue-robed young man said, "The geniuses from the Void Land were also very strong. They were indeed worthy of attention." The surrounding people were puzzled. The Void Lands, to ordinary people, this was very unfamiliar. However, to some peak experts, their pupils fiercely shrank. That was the Immortal Guardian clan. Their strength was also mysterious and incomparably terrifying. However, right at this moment, a sneer was heard. "Speaking of the Void Lands, how come I heard that you were defeated by someone in the Void Lands?" What? Once those words were said, the surrounding people burst into an uproar. The people from the buried Emperor's Star were defeated by someone again. The heavens? Apart from Chao Tianxing. Who else could it be? Could it be Chao Tianxing again? The blue-robed young man's expression immediately sank. This was a scar. Now, someone actually dared to expose his scar. Who was it? Chapter 4394. Who is it? Does he want to die? The blue-robed man roared angrily. His gaze swept across, tearing through the void. In the next moment, he saw a man in battle armor opposite him, looking at him with a cold smile. "It's you," the blue-robed man frowned, and the others also turned their heads to look. In the next moment, they saw that, in addition to the man in battle armor, there were a few other people with prominent horns. Their auras were extraordinary, and they were walking over with large strides. Who were these people? Could it be that they came from the same place as Han Chong and the others? Otherwise, they wouldn't dare to be so arrogant. The leader was a man in a cloud robe. His black hair fluttered, and his aura was powerful. His entire person was abnormally mysterious, and he had a powerful aura. It seemed that he was also an expert. "Jingyan, he's here too?" the people on Han Chong's side exclaimed. The blue-robed man's expression darkened. He stared at the armored man and gritted his teeth. Don't think that you can be arrogant in front of me just because you have Jingyun's support. You'd better take back what you said just now, or don't blame me for being impolite. The armored man sneered. Impolite? Oh, I want to see how you're going to be impolite. I heard that you've lost to someone twice in a row. A piece of trash like you isn't qualified to compete with me. The aura between the two sides became cold. It seemed that they were about to fight, if there was a disagreement. The surrounding people also exclaimed. It seemed that these people were indeed from the same place. Otherwise, they wouldn't be so confrontational. More and more experts were appearing in their world. Why? Were they going to fight in advance? At this moment, another voice sounded. Countless people turned their heads to look. This time, even Jingyun turned his head. His long and narrow eyes suddenly bloomed with a trace of a biting cold light. He saw that a few more figures were approaching. Walking at the very front was a woman. She wore a blood-red robe and had an extremely cold aura around her. She seemed to be even stronger than Han Chong. Long, you're here too. Jingyun grinned. How was it? What did you gain during this period of time? Are there any opponents worthy of your attention in the true spirit world? After hearing this, Long snorted coldly. What was there to pay attention to? How could the people here be compared to us? Too weak. Hearing this, the expressions of the surrounding people changed. Arrogant, really too arrogant. To think that he didn't place the entire true spirit world in his eyes. One had to know that the true spirit world was also an extremely terrifying existence with an extremely powerful foundation. Not only were there super powerful holy lands, but there were also ancient families. But now, these people actually didn't care about him at all. However, they soon sighed. That was because during this period of time, those geniuses were no match for them at all. Unless it was the Alcade Saint, an extremely mysterious and terrifying figure, who made a move. Or perhaps it would be a genius from a great emperor clan like Gu Feng. However, these people had yet to make a move. Even if these people could win, how many of them would there be? The vast majority of people were not a match for these people. So, these people did indeed have the capital to be arrogant. These words were a little too much. The true spirit world was extraordinary. Although it was in a sealed state most of the time, it wasn't something that could be casually looked down upon. At the very least, the members of the remote antiquity families could not afford to be careless. In addition, there were also some people from the Holy Lands who were equally terrifying and mysterious. Someone spoke up for the true spirit world, and the surrounding people turned their heads. In the next moment, they saw a person with flickering runes all over his body walk out. This person had runes all over his body, and they combined together as if they were the 8 trigrams. He was holding a crystal ball in his hand. Inside the crystal ball were countless stars that flickered and disappeared. It was incomparably mysterious. Linglong frowned when she saw this scene. Zhangsun Tiance, do you know how annoying you are? Don't act as if you can control the world and calculate close to 10,000 worlds. In fact, you can't calculate anything at all. I've indeed underestimated them. But so what? Now, is there anyone who can block 3 of my moves? Linglong was unusually domineering. Damn it, she's going too far. Who's going to make a move? The people of the true spirit world gritted their teeth. However, no one dared to move forward. Linglong sneered. Did you see that? I've already given them a lot of face by calling them trash. Such people are even worse than trash. What qualifications do they have to be worthy of my attention? Linglong became more and more arrogant, and the eyes of the people of the true spirit world turned red. Why wasn't their expert here? Where was the Alcade Saint? Where was Gu Feng? Where were the Yi family's experts? Why didn't anyone come out? Lin Xian frowned as well. Weren't these people a little too arrogant? How hateful. Thinking of this, he used the 10 absolute sword formation to form a clone and walked out. Shut up. Do you really think there's no one in the true spirit world? Lin Xian's clone walked out with large strides, emitting a terrifying aura. The surrounding people were stunned. Someone really appeared. The people of the true spirit world were excited. Great, kill him. Suppress him. These people waved their fists. However, some people also frowned. Who is it? Is it the Alcade Saint? No, it's not the Alcade Saint, nor is it someone from the remote antiquity family. Then who is this person? The people of the buried Emperor's Star also turned their heads. Does anyone dare to come out? Xue Linglong also had a look of disdain. Who are you? You dare to be arrogant in front of me? Are you tired of living? Hurry up and scram. Didn't you say that no one in this world could withstand 3 moves from you? Now that I've come out, you don't dare to make a move? I think you're the trash. You're the one who's inferior to an ant. Lin Xian's voice was sonorous. When these words came out, the surrounding people became excited. However, the geniuses of the buried Emperor's Star frowned. Xue Linglong's face sank. What did you say? Brat, say it again. Senior Sister Linglong, an ant doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. There's no need for you to make a move. I'll kill him. With just you? I don't make a move against nameless people. You should scram. Otherwise, your end will be very miserable. Lin Xian's clone was also incomparably arrogant. He was infuriating the other party. You're courting death. That person's figure flashed and rushed over. A long saber was formed in his hand, and he swept it out. The saber light was biting cold, destroying everything. It was as if it could split the entire world. Too strong. The expressions of the surrounding people changed greatly. They had to admit that these people were indeed powerful. Any one of them would be able to sweep through everything. Perhaps no one present would be able to block this saber. Ha ha, die. The saber wielder who attacked also had a sneer on his face. Chapter 4395. However, when Lin Xian's clone saw this scene, he remained unmoved. When the saber descended, he stretched out 2 fingers and gently grabbed at the sky. Soon, he caught the saber. A clanging sound echoed. The saber was stopped in midair. Then Lin Xian's arm flew away. With a cracking sound, the saber shattered. As for the saber wielder, his body split into 2 halves. Blood sprinkled down from the sky. A crazy roar echoed. The surrounding people were all stunned. What happened? The saber wielder roared, and the 2 halves of his body quickly retreated. However, Lin Xian slapped out with his palm and directly turned the broken body into a bloody mist. Sword chi filled the sky and destroyed the saber wielder's soul. Dead. Everyone was stunned. Even the people from the buried Emperor's Star were stunned. What happened? The other party actually killed one of their people. Do you want to die? Xue Linglong roared. The people behind him pulled out their swords and sabers and stepped forward. They firmly locked onto Lin Xian. Kid, obediently kneel down and accept your death. You dared to kill our companion. No one in the heavens or the earth can save you. A series of furious roars could be heard. On the other side, Han Chong, Jing Yun, and the others frowned. Their gazes locked onto Lin Xian's clone. They wanted to completely see through him. However, they discovered that the other party's entire body was enveloped by an extremely powerful great Tao and sword light. They were simply unable to clearly see who it was. Facing such a terrifying lineup, Lin Xian did not care at all. He sneered. What? You can't take it anymore? I gave him a chance to scram, but he didn't cherish it. Also, do you think I'm going overboard? During this period of time, you fought everywhere and killed many experts and geniuses of the true spirit world. Lin Xian's voice became ice cold. The others also clenched their fists. Indeed, these people from the buried Emperor Star had held back at the beginning. However, recently, All the geniuses and experts who had been defeated by them had been killed. It could be said that the number of geniuses of true spirit world that had died at his hands was innumerable. Now, Lin Xian was just using the same method to return the favor. Humph, who do you think you are? How can you compare our lives? The men gnashed their teeth. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Are you challenging me now? As he said that, he struck out with his palm again. A stream of sword chi flew out from his palm and streaked across the sky. Courting death, that person was also a peerless swordsman. With a furious roar, sword chi danced in the air, and a terrifying sword Dao aura roared unceasingly. The laws of heaven and earth filled the air. However, in an instant, he was pierced through. How could this be? How could his opponent's sword chi be so terrifying? The surrounding people also cried out in surprise. Who was this person? He was too strong. Killing people from the buried Emperor's star was like squashing ants. This was really too inconceivable. One had to know that they came from the buried Emperor's star. They were high and mighty gods, while these people were ants. However, in front of this person, their status seemed to have changed. This made it difficult for them to accept. All of you, retreat. I will personally take care of him. Xue Linglong waved her hand. Immediately, the surrounding people unwillingly retreated. However, their eyes were filled with sneers. With Xue Linglong making a move, the other party would undoubtedly die. Sure enough, Xue Linglong also walked forward. She looked at Lin Xian and said, "Your strength is not bad. You have exceeded our expectations. However, you are simply not my match. I will give you a chance to live. Obediently kneel down and kowtow to me as an apology. Furthermore, from today onwards, you will follow me and become my battle servant. I can spare your life. You are not qualified to say such words. Moreover, I feel that your vision is too low. Do you really think that you are high and mighty? I can only say that you have seen too few experts." Lin Xian's voice was ice cold. He was unmoved. However, Xue Linglong frowned. "Very good. Kid, you have backbone. However, it is a pity that you are very stupid. Since you don't submit, then go to hell. From the looks of it, you should be a very terrifying sword saint. Since that is the case, I will let you fall in the strongest domain. I will let you experience my snow wind sword." Xue Linglong pulled out her sword. It was a sword made of ice. As soon as she appeared, the surrounding 9 heavens and 10 earths froze. The sword chi swayed, and the boundless law of ice filled the surroundings. There were also wind laws in the surroundings. The snow wind sword was a terrifying sword technique formed by 2 types of laws. After 3 moves, you will definitely die. With a slash of the sword, the snow wind sword technique erupted. The surroundings were completely enveloped by terrifying frost and storm bricks. The surrounding people frantically retreated. They did not dare to resist at all. Even the people of the buried Emperor's star retreated far away. Xue Linglong's snow wind sword was famous in the world. Perhaps no one could withstand 3 moves from her. With such a sword technique, you want to kill me in 3 moves? Ridiculous. When Lin Xian saw this scene, he laughed. The surrounding laws quickly condensed and formed a sword of laws in his hand. Then he slashed it forward. This sword was like a peerless, immortal light. It collided with the snow wind sword in the sky. Immediately, the wind and clouds changed and heaven and earth shattered. After the collision, the 2 swords spun in the air at the same time. Xue Linglong frowned. Then she stabbed out with her sword. At this moment, all the sword chi in the world gathered on the tip of her sword and stabbed forward. At this moment, all the experts and geniuses felt their hair stand on end. However, Lin Xian was not afraid at all. Another sword strike blocked the other party's attack. 2 sword attacks. There was still a 3rd sword attack. Could Long win? The surrounding people became nervous. They naturally hoped that Lin Xian would win. After all, this represented their true spirit world. As for the people of the buried Emperor's Star, they were also frowning. Long wouldn't be at a disadvantage, right? Han Chong shook his head. Impossible. Her ice laws are above mine. If you want her to be at a disadvantage, you will have to send a peak expert. Otherwise, only a sacred king would be able to do it. However, just as he finished speaking, his pupils shrank, because after the two sword attacks, Lin Xian took a step forward. He laughed loudly and said, "Take a look at my sword technique." When the sword flew out, 10 types of laws danced between heaven and earth. This power was too terrifying. The sword, Qi, slashed down as if it wanted to destroy heaven and earth. At this moment, the expressions of the people of the buried Emperor's Star changed. Lightning laws, fire laws, wood laws. Damn it, so many laws. Who was this guy? They discovered that this sword attack seemed to contain many kinds of laws. How did he fuse them together so perfectly? Long's pupils shrank. She had not even used her third sword attack yet, but she was facing such a powerful attack. She had never thought that she would face danger. In a hurry, she could only quickly defend. There was very little sword Qi, but it formed a powerful divine ability. Snow wind protection. A diagram of wind and snow circled around him, blocking the attack. Chapter 43-96. The wind, snow, and frost that filled the sky seemed to want to freeze this sword Qi. The 10 extinction swords descended, releasing a heaven-shaking sound. Everything between heaven and earth was enveloped by light, making it impossible to see anything clearly. The surrounding people also continuously retreated. When the light in front of them disappeared, they looked over with rapt attention. Then they were shocked. The people of the buried Emperor's Star were also shocked. They discovered that Long had retreated, and the snow wind protection on her body had already shattered. Otherwise, there would be blood flowing out of her body, and a sword wound would appear on her arm. It almost split him apart. Injured. Long was actually injured? This was too inconceivable. Han Chong did not dare to believe it. On the other side, Jing Yun's expression was also incomparably solemn. It seemed that this time they had really encountered an expert. Chong Sun Tian sighed. I already said that there were hidden dragons and crouching tigers in the true spirit world. Don't be careless. But you didn't listen. Now, you've suffered. Shut up, Long crazily roared. Then she turned her head, her eyes releasing biting cold, killing intent. Brat, you've completely angered me. Today, you'll definitely die. Her aura erupted once again, becoming even more terrifying than before. The snow wind sword in her hand seemed to have transformed into a snow wind dragon, dancing between heaven and earth. On the other side, Lin Xian stood proudly, not caring at all. However, at this moment, Lin Xian's real body was startled. That was because he heard a voice transmission. It was transmitted to him by Fu Hongya. It seemed that something was summoning him. Lin Xian took a deep breath and glanced at the battlefield in front of him. Then his body disappeared into the crowd. In front of him, Lin Xian's clone also said coldly, "Today, I'll spare your life. You'd better not meet me in the future. Otherwise, you'll definitely die." After saying that, Lin Xian's body gradually disappeared. You want to leave? How is that possible? Go to hell. Long furiously roared, and her sword Qi slashed forward. Snow Wind Dragon. This was an extremely terrifying divine ability. The surroundings were completely destroyed in an instant. Many people were sent flying, vomiting blood. The expressions of the people from the buried Emperor Star changed greatly. Is this woman crazy? She actually used such a shocking move. However, Before this sword could land, they saw Lin Xian's body turn into endless nomological laws and disappear into the sky. They were dumbfounded. Was this a law avatar? Xue Linglong was also stunned. Her sword stopped in midair, and her expression became extremely ugly. She was actually injured by a clone. Who was it? His gaze swept across the land. To him, this was simply a great humiliation. Slap his face. When the others learned of this, they all cried out in alarm. How could there be such a top expert in the true spirit world? Could a clone defeat a genius from the buried Emperor's star? How come I've never heard of it? Xue Linglong gritted her teeth. Find him and tear him to pieces. The geniuses of the buried Emperor star all moved out. However, Lin Xian had already disappeared, so these people couldn't find him. This matter quickly spread out and shocked the world. In an instant, everyone was discussing who exactly it was. On the other side, Lin Xian left and flew into the distance. Soon, he saw Fu Hongye standing there. Little martial ant Fu Hongye greeted him. Lin Xian asked, "What's the matter? Why are you in such a hurry?" Master seems to want to make a move against the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. Hearing this, Lin Xian was shocked. Make a move against the 10,000 Swords Pavilion? The 10,000 Swords Pavilion had already sealed the holy city. Moreover, the ghost god Sacred King had brought some experts and geniuses to the true spirit world. If he guessed correctly, they should be together with the Silver Corpse Sacred King. Making a move at this time, are they going to start the final battle? I don't know the details, but Senior Brother Linghu told me that they have already found some of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion's elders and geniuses. He said that they can take revenge. Revenge? Lin Xian's eyes flickered, and he nodded. It's time to take revenge. Previously, the Acheron Palace, the Great Desolate Mansion, and the 10,000 Swords Pavilion had joined forces to seal Wushuang City. Now that the Great Desolate Mansion had been destroyed, it was time to make the 10,000 Swords Pavilion pay the price. The two turned into lightning and left quickly. Eastern Wilderness. This was a place with a top-grade spiritual vein. The mountains here were like sharp swords standing on the ground, emitting a biting cold aura. There were also sword scars in the surroundings. It was clear that a great battle had taken place here in the past between sword cultivators. Many swordsmen wanted to come and comprehend it. At this moment, there was a group of people here, but their faces were cold. These people were from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. The 10,000 Swords Pavilion had been sealed, but a group of experts and geniuses had walked out. They had followed the Sacred King to the true spirit world. At this moment, they had come together to comprehend the Sword Dao aura to improve themselves. However, they did not expect to meet the people from the Wushuang City. Linghu Chueshue had brought the personal disciples of the Wushuang City. After arriving, he stared ahead. You guys are really here. The faces of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion's people turned ugly. They knew that the Great Desolate Mansion had been destroyed, so they felt their scalps go numb when they saw Wushuang City. Are they going to attack us? However, when they saw that only Linghu Chueshue and the others were there, the elders of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion in front of them snorted. How dare you come here? Aren't you afraid of going to hell? You want us to go to hell? Who gave you the courage to say such words? A cold voice came from the sky. Then, two figures descended. They were Lin Xian and Fu Hongye. Young martial uncle, you're here. Linghu Chueshue, Shangguan Shaoxian, and the others bowed when they saw Lin Xian. Lin Xian nodded and walked forward. Are all the people from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion here? He looked around. Linghu Chueshue said no, but more than half of them were here, so this was a good opportunity to attack. Lin Xian walked forward and said coldly, the 10,000 Swords Pavilion used a sneak attack on Wushuang City. It's time to pay it back. I'll give you a chance now. If you kneel down, and admit your mistakes, we'll give you a quick death. Of course, you can choose to resist, but I can guarantee that you'll regret it later." The faces of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion's people turned cold when they heard Lin Xian's words. One of the elders snorted. "Kid, don't be too arrogant. There are only a few of us here. If we really fight, it's hard to say who will win if a sage ruler doesn't intervene. Is that so? Do you want to fight one-on-one or all of us? You decide. We'll accompany you any time." Lin Xian sneered. "Kid, aren't you arrogant? Then, do you dare to compete with us in swordsmanship?" The elder waved his hand, and 6 more figures walked out. Each of them carried an ancient sword on their back, and their sword chi was sharp. It seemed like they could tear everything apart. Chapter 4397. As soon as they appeared, they stood in different directions, forming an extremely terrifying aura that swept across the surroundings. This mountain range was called Broken Sword Mountain, and countless sword experts were meditating there. Therefore, in addition to the people from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion, there were also people from the other mountains. At this moment, they all looked over when they sensed the aura. In the next moment, they exclaimed, "Is a battle about to break out?" When they saw those people forming a terrifying sword formation, their pupils constricted. This aura? It's a very powerful sword formation. Who are these people? Someone said. He heard that they were from the second astral realm and were all sword experts from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. The elder from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion also sneered. "Kid, can you withstand our 6 pulses sword formation? If you can't, get lost." "Humph, how can a mere sword formation not be able to withstand it?" Linghu Chueshue took a step forward, and a terrifying sword aura rose from his body. Fu Hongye Shangguan Shaoxian and the others also walked out with a terrifying aura. The battle was about to break out. However, Lin Xian said, "No, it's just a small sword formation. I don't need you guys to attack together. I'll be fine by myself." Hearing this, the surrounding sword sages were stunned. What kind of joke is this? This kid wants to break such a terrifying sword formation by himself? In their opinion, that was simply audacious. He's courting death. Those who were watching also sneered. "You're courting death. All right, you said it yourself. Don't blame us. Don't hold back." 6 experts stood out and surrounded Lin Xian. The 6 of them released a terrifying aura, and everyone was worried for Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian sneered. "Make your move, or you won't have a chance. You're courting death." The 6 of them roared, and then quickly attacked. Terrifying sword aura swept across, shaking heaven and earth. It was like divine chains that shot down from the sky towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian condensed the 10 absolute swords and slashed out. It was as if a peerless sword light swept across heaven and earth. The light of his sword surpassed the 6 pulses sword formation. Countless people were shocked. With a clang, the sword chi of the 6-pulse sword formation was split apart. Lin Xian's 10 pinnacle swords attacked one of them. That person roared angrily and used a sword formation to block. However, it was completely useless. The other 5 people acted together, and only then did they block this sword. At this moment, the faces of the people from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion were filled with incomparable fear. The sword saints watching the battle from afar were also stunned. Who was this kid? Wasn't his swordsmanship too terrifying? After all, the 10,000 Swords Pavilion had sent out 6 sword experts. No one below the Saint King realm would be able to withstand a sword formation formed by them. However, in Lin Xian's hands, it was as if it could not withstand a single blow and was easily broken apart. Lin Xian had almost killed a powerful sword saint right there. And then, "Looks like your sword formation isn't that great either." Lin Xian sneered. Then he attacked again, and a terrifying sword chi flew out. He charged towards the other person. The 10 pinnacle swords formed by 10 types of laws were extremely powerful. Coupled with Lin Xian's strength, it could be said to be able to sweep through everything. No matter how strong the six-pole sword formation was, how could it block it? Therefore, Lin Xian suppressed the entire sword formation with one sword. Some of them attacked crazily, and the sword formation changed rapidly. It formed a terrifying attack that enveloped Lin Xian. Lin Xian snorted coldly. 9 suns, opening sky. With a slash of his sword, a golden sword light shot into the sky, as if it was going to split the world apart. After one attack, the six-pole sword formation was directly shattered. One of them was split in half. Then, Lin Xian's long sword swept across. Boom. Another 2 sword saints were split apart. With another slash, everyone was split apart. They vomited blood, and their bodies turned into a bloody mist. The six-pole sword formation was not bad, but it was a pity that it was used by 6 trash like you. Lin Xian said indifferently. The surrounding people were all stunned. Was he dead? The other party easily broke the six-pole sword formation and killed 6 sword Dao experts. It was unbelievable. The people of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion became extremely frightened. The people who were watching the battle from afar were also horrified. He was too strong. He was definitely a top genius. No wonder he was so confident. How was that possible? The elders of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion looked extremely grim. They quickly retreated. Damn it, run and inform our sage king. They wanted to escape quickly. Lin Xian waved his hand. Behind him, Linghu Chueshue, Shengguan Shaoxian, and the others all walked up. They began to suppress. Lu Yuan formed a seal with his palms, and countless frost froze the entire world. Do you think it's possible to escape? A cold voice sounded. The people of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion were really desperate. This time, they were afraid that they would not be able to escape. However, at this moment, a sword chi descended from the sky. It had an unpredictable power that seemed to be able to suppress everything. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian's pupils constricted. He took out the great spear of destruction, roared angrily, and rushed out. With a boom, the two collided. Lin Xian retreated, his face pale. The boundless devil chi still managed to block the sword. Linghu Chueshue and the others were also shocked. The surrounding people were even more shocked. This was the aura of a sage king. A sage king had arrived. The people of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion were so excited that they were about to cry. A sage king. Great, their divine ghost sword saint had arrived. Boy, do you dare to attack the 10,000 Swords Pavilion? The divine ghost sword saint appeared in the sky and looked down coldly. Lin Xian snorted coldly, holding the great spear of destruction in his hand. He said coldly, "You should have thought of this when you attacked Wushuang City." The people in the distance were stunned. This kid was actually not dead. This kid could actually block the attack of a sage king. One had to know that the gap between a sage king and a sage king was simply too big. A sage king could kill a group of sage kings with a single glance, but at this moment, the other party was still alive. It seems that you have a sage king weapon in your hand, but do you think you can compete with me like this? The difference is too big. The divine ghost sword saint sneered. At this moment, a voice came from behind Lin Xian. Is that so? Then you can try again. The Wushuang Sage King walked out of the vortex. That's great, Master, Linghu Chueshue and the others exclaimed. Lin Xian also nodded. It seemed that the crisis had been resolved. However, even if the Wushuang Sage King did not come, he could still leave calmly. Wushuang, do you really want to be my enemy? The divine ghost sword saint's expression was unusually cold. The Wushuang Sage King sneered. You were the one who wanted to be my enemy first. The great desolate mansion will be your end. If you still remember the great desolate mansion, Then today will be the day you die. An old sage king walked out of the void. It was the old sage king of the great desolate mansion. At this moment, he had become old again, and his hair was even whiter. It was obvious that using too much power had affected him greatly. However, he still came because he wanted to kill the Wushuang Sage King. The Wushuang Sage King looked around and asked indifferently, "Is there anyone else? Stop hiding and come out." Chapter 4398. Soaring Sky Saint King walked out of the void, suppressing the entire area. The sword saints who were watching the battle from afar were stunned. The Saint Kings were attacking together. Heavens, was this going to be a great battle? They retreated frantically. "I already knew that you would team up. Did you think I wasn't prepared?" As soon as he finished speaking, Kunlun Sage King walked out. "So, did Wuji Sage King. Is that so? Do you really think you can overturn the heavens this time?" After that, the Silver Corpse Sage King walked out. Beside him was another figure. It was Spirit Saint King Yen. Many people's eyes narrowed when they saw this person. Even Lin Xian's expression changed. This was an extremely terrifying Saint King, mid-stage Saint Venerable. He was different from the old Saint King of the great desolate mansion. Spirit Saint King Yan's chi was very strong. He was probably even stronger. The appearance of Saint King Yan Ling caused everyone to be shocked. Such a terrifying Saint King could definitely sweep through everything. Even Lin Xian and the others frowned. Two more Saint Kings walked over from Peerless Saint King's side. They were Heavenly Fragrance Pavilion Saint Kings, Joyous Union Palaces Saint Kings, and Vast Sea Shops Saint Kings. Their auras were unparalleled. When they joined hands, they were no weaker than their opponents. Seeing so many Saint Kings gathered together, a great battle was about to break out. "Everyone, please don't fight." At that instant, Sheng Wang of the Five Elements Sacred Land flew over and said, other than him, another Saint King from a sacred ground also came. It was Saint King of All Beginnings. The two of them said that they could discuss anything. "There's nothing to discuss," Peerless Saint King said coldly. On the other side, Silver Corpse Saint King also snorted. "Do you think we're afraid of you?" The killing intent between the two sides became sharper. However, Five Elements Saint King and Saint King of All Beginnings said that if they really wanted to fight, they should abide by the rules and not fight in the eastern wilderness. It was better to fight in the outer region. They were here because they were afraid that the battle between the Saint Kings would affect the entire eastern wilderness. Yes, there were other solutions. For example, they could let the younger generation fight. These Saint Kings were too strong. It was better to let the younger generation fight. Peerless Saint King laughed. "Do you think they dare? That's too much." Saint King Divine, Ghost snorted. He stared ahead and said, "Why wouldn't he dare to let the young disciples fight?" However, this fellow could not make a move. "Isn't he your junior brother? Isn't he no longer part of the younger generation?" "Oh, really? So, you admit that you and I are on equal footing?" Lin Xian also sneered. "Very well. Have your disciples and grand disciples come over, kowtow to me, and call me ancestor." "I won't do it. Damn it." Saint King Divine, Ghost, snorted coldly. The faces of the people from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion turned ugly. On the other hand, Peerless Saint King said, "Sure, my junior brother won't fight. How about it? Do you dare this time?" Next, the younger generation continued their battles. However, the results were shocking. Even if Lin Xian didn't make a move, Ling Hu Chue Xue, Fu Hongya, and the other personal disciples were equally terrifying. The people from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion were no match for him. Even Wan Jinni was defeated by Ling Hu Chue Xue again. Many of the geniuses were even slain. This scene caused Saint King Divine Ghost's heart to bleed. He snorted coldly, and his body once again emitted a biting cold, killing intent. However, at this moment, someone walked over from afar. Was someone teaching him? It seemed to be the people from the second astral realm. Hearing this voice, the Saint Kings all turned their heads and looked over. The people in the distance were even more shocked. Another Saint King had come? However, they were surprised when they discovered that it wasn't a group of young people, but the people from the buried Emperor's star. Peerless Saint King, and the others also narrowed their eyes. What were the people from the buried Emperor star doing here at this time? I heard that there are many geniuses in the second astral realm. I wonder if we can exchange pointers now. Someone said coldly. Another person said, along the way, I've always heard that the personal disciples of Peerless Saint City are very powerful. Why don't we fight now? Hearing this, the surrounding people all sucked in a breath of cold air. Were these people going to challenge again? Saint King Divine Ghost and the others sneered coldly. Linghu Chueshua said, if you want to challenge, sure, but let's take revenge first. After saying that, they wanted to continue fighting. However, those people walked over and said, what? You don't want to fight with us? You're not giving us face. Their faces darkened, and their bodies emitted an extremely terrifying aura. Lin Xian frowned. Linghu Chueshua. And the others also said, are you trying to stop us from taking revenge? Or are you planning to help the 10,000 Swords Pavilion? I'll help the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. What's wrong? If you have the ability, then fight me. Those people sneered. Linghu Chueshua and the others' faces became incomparably cold. Lin Xian also frowned. What was going on? Could it be that these people from the buried Emperor's star were invited by Saint King Divine Ghost? And the others? Suddenly, he remembered something. Back in the primordial grotto, Saint King Spirit Yen had invited the Reincarnation Protector. Beside the Reincarnation Protector sat Han Chong and the others. In other words, Saint King Spirit Yen was related to the Reincarnation Protector. That was why he was able to invite these people. Since you want to fight, we'll accompany you to the end. Linghu Chueshua, Fu Hongya, and the others coldly snorted. They could tell that these people were here to cause trouble. Since that's the case, they won't be polite. The surrounding people were stunned. With so many Saint Kings appearing together, other than the sword saints in the distance, the other people from the eastern wasteland also came over. They were watching the battle from afar. When they saw this scene, they all cried out in alarm. It seems that another top-level battle is about to erupt. At this time, Lin Xian also walked over. I was wondering who you were. It turns out that you're a defeated opponent. Trash like you don't have the qualifications to be arrogant in front of us. Who are you? Those people from the buried Emperor's star stared at Lin Xian, their eyes releasing biting cold, killing intent. Lin Xian stared at the blue-robed man with a trace of disdain in his eyes. The blue-robed man was so angry that he almost vomited blood. Damn it, that kid is actually here. His expression became incomparably unsightly. A bunch of nonsense. Back in the Void Land, it was you who sneak attacked me. I was careless. That's why I was defeated. Otherwise, you think you're my match? Oh, is that so? Fine, I'll give you a chance. Attack me with all your strength. If I can't kill you in one move, I'll admit defeat. Lin Xian waved his hand, his eyes containing a trace of sneer. After the surrounding people heard this, they were incomparably shocked. A genius from the buried Emperor's star, who was defeated in one move. Who is this person? He's too arrogant. Countless people cried out in alarm. Even those Saint Kings were startled. They don't believe that Lin Xian has such strength. Chapter 4399. The blue-robed man was even more furious. He was so angry that he almost went crazy. At this moment, the armored man on the side of Jing Yun said, Lan Chen, he has already issued such a challenge. Don't tell me you don't dare to accept it. If you can't even block a single move from him, what qualifications do you have to stand here? I think you should scram back to your family as soon as possible. Damn it, shut up. Lan Chen roared. Then he raised his head and stared at Lin Xian. His eyes blossomed with incomparable killing intent. Kid, you don't know the difference between life and death. I will definitely make you regret it. Since the other party has issued such a challenge, how can he not accept it? In the next moment, he furiously roared, and his palms continuously formed seals. 9 blue lights appeared on his body and connected with each other, forming a blue palace that released an incomparable aura. Is this the legendary blue Sea Star Palace? Many people on the buried Emperor Star were astonished. It seems that Lan Chen is really going all out. He is going to use his strongest divine ability right from the start. Feeling the terror of the blue palace, the people from the 10,000 sword pavilion sucked in a mouthful of cold air. Even Ling Hu, Cui Xue, and the others had incomparably grave expressions. They naturally felt the terror of this attack. As expected of someone from the buried Emperor Star, he is really too strong. Kid, this is the result of provoking me. Lan Chen roared and controlled the South Sea Palace to fly out. At this moment, everyone became nervous. The sage rulers were also incomparably nervous. After all, the other party is a genius from the buried Emperor Star. Lin Xian sneered again and again. When the other party attacked, he sent out a palm. His palm was covered with endless light, as if it had turned into a golden sun. It was incomparably resplendent. With a boom, this attack collided with the other party's immortal palace, erupting with an incomparable aura. The surrounding mountains continued to shatter, and the earth began to split apart. After this attack, it was as if thousands of suns in the sky had cracked together. Then, cracks appeared on the blue Sea Star Palace. It was torn apart. Boom. Lan Chen's body was also affected by this attack and quickly retreated. However, it was not over. Lin Xian's hand did not stop there. He grabbed the other party's neck and ruthlessly slammed him to the ground. Boom. The earth shattered, spreading in all directions, and a black hole appeared. Lan Chen felt dizzy, and cracks appeared on his body. He let out a painful roar. The surrounding people were completely stunned. Heavens, what's going on? Was Lan Chen really defeated in a single move? That was the most powerful technique. Even Sacred King Divine Ghost, Sacred King Silver Corpse, and the others were shocked. They knew about Lan Chen's identity. The geniuses from the powerful clans of the buried Emperor Star would definitely be able to sweep through everything here. Apart from the people from the Emperor clan, no one else was their match. But now he had actually lost. Furthermore, he was defeated in a single move. They looked at Lin Xian with a cold look in their eyes. Such a person must not be allowed to live, because to them, the threat was too great. Ah, damn it, I'm going to kill you. Lan Chen, who was on the ground, kept roaring. The power in his body surged again. It seemed like he wanted to counterattack. However, Lin Xian stepped on him and said coldly, "Trash, if you move again, I'll kill you." Everyone's eyes almost popped out. A genius from the buried Emperor Star was actually treated like this. Sure enough, those people from the buried Emperor Star furiously roared, "Damn it, take your foot away. You actually dared to injure Lan Chen. You're dead. Brat, quickly kneel down and apologize. Otherwise, I'll tear you into 10,000 pieces." What? You don't accept it. If you don't accept it, then come and fight. I guarantee that your end will be even more miserable than his. Lin Xian's gaze swept all around. His eyes contained a trace of coldness. Those people in front of him were all stunned. For a moment, no one dared to speak. The reason for that was because the power that Lin Xian had unleashed earlier was simply too powerful. It had caused them to feel apprehensive. Seeing that no one dared to say anything, Lin Xian coldly groaned. Truly a bunch of trash. What genius from the buried Emperor Star. In my opinion, you're just SO. Damn it. Those people were so angry that they vomited blood. They are high and mighty. When have they ever been suppressed like this? Lin Xian looked around and stared at some other people. He looked at the battle-armored man and said, "You were the one who hooted before, right? You think you're stronger than him? Then make a move. I'll give you a chance." The battle-armored man's expression instantly became unsightly. He was indeed arrogant, but he didn't expect that Lin Xian's strength would be so strong. However, since he was targeted in public, he could not make a move. Therefore, in the next moment, he said, "Brat, my strength is not something that Lan Qin can compare to. Since you're challenging me, I can only say that you're courting death. Enough nonsense. Come here and accept your death." Lin Xian waved his hand and directly grabbed forward. The battle-armored man's figure flashed, and he instantly dodged. His expression became completely gloomy. Then, countless laws appeared on his body and quickly spread out, forming a mirror. This mirror bloomed in the sky, causing the entire sky to darken. And within the mirror, a ray of light appeared. It was extremely terrifying. "Brat, go to hell under my heaven-breaking mirror." With a roar, the heaven-breaking mirror exploded with an incomparable light. It could even pierce through the sky, let alone a young man. At this moment, the mountains and rivers shattered, and everything in the surroundings was cracking. The people of the true spirit world went crazy. What kind of method was this? It was simply unimaginable. As for Lin Xian, he laughed loudly. "Kill." His palm formed the man-ruler seal and slapped forward. Boundless power surged out, and a domineering aura enveloped the world. It directly collided with the opponent's heaven-breaking mirror. With an earth-shattering boom, it shook the world. The man-ruler seal bloomed with light and swept across the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Cracks appeared on the heaven-breaking mirror, and then the mirror shattered. The battle-armored man vomited blood and was sent flying again. Then he was grabbed by Lin Xian's palm and stepped on. At this moment, everyone was stunned. The people of the buried Emperor's Star were stunned. Had the heaven-breaking mirror been shattered? Damn it, what kind of secret technique did this guy use? Some people's expressions turned ugly. This was a secret technique from the eternal battlefield. Damn it, he had been to the eternal battlefield. Moreover, he had obtained a heaven-defying fortune. With this little strength, you dare to challenge me? It seems that you don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Lin Xian stepped on the 2 geniuses. Then he said coldly, "Previously, it was a grudge between Wushuang City and the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. But what about you? Relying on your powerful status, you came to help the 10,000 Swords Pavilion suppress Wushuang City. I can only say that you have miscalculated. I want to see if you still dare to interfere in the matters of Wushuang City. Get lost!" Lin Xian roared. His voice was like thunder, shaking the 9 heavens. Chapter 4400, Sacred Monarch Divine Ghost, and the others had extremely unsightly expressions. The 10,000 Sword Pavilion's people were dumbfounded. The other party's strength was so strong that even if they attacked together, they wouldn't be his match. The buried Emperor's Star's people had unsightly expressions. A figure walked out. He was wearing a cloud robe, and his aura was terrifying to the extreme. "Kid, let go of my people and break your own arms. I will spare your life." Humph! Hearing this, Lin Xian didn't say anything. Instead, he exerted force with his foot, and the armored man under his feet was torn apart. He let out a miserable roar. Seeing this scene, Jingyun was instantly enraged. "You're courting death. I will let you know how powerful our buried Emperor Star is." Saying this, he walked out. The others sucked in a mouthful of cold air. Jingyun was going to personally make a move. This was too inconceivable. Jing Yun was an extremely terrifying existence even among the buried Emperor Star's people. His strength far surpassed the previous two people. If he made a move, the other party wouldn't be able to block him. Ling Hu Chue Xue and the others became nervous again. They could naturally feel that this person's aura was even stronger than the previous two people. Clearly, this person was an extremely terrifying expert. I'll let you experience my sky cloud palm. Jing Yun stretched out his palms and slapped forward. His palms were mysterious and unfathomable. They suddenly became larger and seemed to transform into a part of the sky as they pressed down from the sky. Lin Xian punched out. The terrifying power of his divine body shattered the void. However, he discovered that he didn't shatter the palm. This made him surprised. Jing Yun was indeed strong. It seemed that this person was a leader-level figure. He far surpassed the previous two people. Lin Xian also slapped out with his palm. Divine flames overflowed and blocked the clouds that filled the sky. The two people's powers were in a deadlock in the sky. The surrounding void spread out in all directions. Seeing this scene, the true spirit world's cultivators cried out in alarm. This was a divine body, too powerful, as expected of the Central Emperor. This was a peak expert from our true spirit world. Humph, this was great. Defeat him and suppress him. Sweep everything away. Let them know that our true spirit world also had experts. At this moment, countless people cheered for Lin Xian. On the other side, Sacred King Silver Corpse, Sacred King Divine Ghost, and the others had cold expressions. However, they didn't say anything, because Lin Xian's strength was indeed very strong. Until now, he hadn't been defeated. Even if he faced Jing Yun, they were evenly matched. Who would dare to mock such a person now? After blocking his opponent's attack, Lin Xian sneered. You're only SOO. You were so arrogant before, so I thought you were very powerful. You are indeed more powerful than the previous two, but you are not that much stronger. Damn brat, don't be so arrogant. Jing Yun gritted his teeth. He was about to go crazy from anger. He did not expect that the other party could actually block his sky cloud palm. But so what? His heaven cloud palm was mysterious and unfathomable, and this was just the beginning. The first transformation of the 6 transformations of the heavenly clouds. With a furious roar, the palm suddenly erupted with an incomparable aura, causing everyone's hair to stand on end. It was too scary. Everyone was shocked. Sure enough, the divine fire in the sky was wrapped by the clouds and became incomparably hazy. However, the palm seemed to have passed through everything and charged toward Lin Xian. Lin Xian snorted coldly. With a clench of his fist, he transformed into a golden crow and rushed over, enveloping the countless rays of light. In the next moment, the two collided, and it was as if the world had split open. The surrounding sacred kings attacked, sending this power into the sky. Otherwise, the mountains and rivers of the eastern wilderness would have been shattered by this attack. Second transformation. Third transformation. Seeing this scene, Jing Yun did not say anything and directly attacked again. He was really crazy, so he used his power recklessly. He seemed to have transformed into a supreme god that could sweep through everything. Lin Xian snorted coldly. He stood there proudly and formed a hand seal again, forming the man-ruler seal. At this moment, a powerful aura emanated from his body, shocking everyone. They even wanted to kneel down and worship Lin Xian. What kind of boldness was this? On the other hand, Lin Xian slapped out with his palm. The powerful man-ruler seal collapsed the sky and split the earth. Even the supreme existence in the 9 heavens and 10 earths would not be able to escape from this attack. Boom. Sure enough, the other party's divine ability was broken again, and the man-ruler seal continued to attack. Damn it. 4th transformation. 5th transformation. Jing Yun's pupils constricted. He did not expect that the other party could break his divine ability. He roared angrily. At this moment, countless palms appeared in the sky. Each of them carried an extremely powerful force that enveloped down. Finally, the man-ruler seal was blocked. As the man-ruler seal slowly disappeared, those palms mercilessly rushed towards Luo Yunyang. Jing Yun finally revealed a cold smile. "Kid, die." The people of the buried Emperor's Star also heaved a sigh of relief. They knew it. How could he be a match for Jing Yun? It seemed that he had used up all his strength. However, as soon as they said that, their expressions became incomparably ugly, because they discovered that the man-ruler seal, under the control of Lin Xian, once again burst out with an incomparable light. This attack pierced through everything. However, in the end, it also dissipated between heaven and earth. The surrounding people were stunned. It was too powerful. A fierce battle between dragons and tigers. Absolutely incomparably powerful. Is there anything else? If you don't have any divine ability, you will definitely lose. Lin Xian coldly said. On the opposite side, Jing Yun's expression was grave. "Kid, next, I will use the 6th transformation. You should be proud to be able to die under this kind of divine ability." It was obvious that the 6th transformation was an extremely powerful mystic art. Between heaven and earth, endless rays of light bloomed. The multicolored light enveloped everything, and all of it gathered on Jing Yun's palm. In his palm, there was a dense fog that spread out. With a light shake, the void shattered, mountains and rivers split, causing everyone's scalp to go numb. This attack was too powerful. Ling Hu, Cui Xue, and the others were worried for Lin Xian. Even peerless Saint King and the others frowned. Was this the strength of the people from the buried Emperor's Star? They were indeed incomparably terrifying. This kind of divine ability was enough to sweep through everything. Lin Xian took a deep breath. Facing this palm, he did not use the man-ruler seal, but used another divine ability, mountain-embracing seal. Between heaven and earth, a divine mountain appeared, as if it had transcended ancient times. As soon as it appeared, the surrounding mountains began to shatter, and cracks began to appear. It was simply unable to withstand this power. The faces of the Saint Kings also changed. They opened their eyes wide. The 5 elements, Saint King and Saint King of all beginnings, also cried out in alarm. Could this be the legendary divine ability, mountain-embracing seal? How could this guy use it? Once the mountain-embracing seal appeared, it descended from the sky, shattering thousands of void, and then collided with the 6th transformation of the sky cloud hand. An earth-shattering sound rang out. The earth shattered, the mountains collapsed, and the clouds that filled the sky dissipated. Jing Yun was directly sent flying, and he violently vomited blood. Chapter 44:01. No. When the people of the buried Emperor's Star saw this scene, they roared crazily. They had already used the 6th transformation of the sky cloud hand. Could it be that they still couldn't defeat their opponent? At this moment, they felt a sense of despair. All along, they had thought that they were peerless geniuses that could trample anyone under their feet. But now, they realized that they were wrong. It turned out that other worlds could also give birth to terrifying experts. In fact, killing them was no different from cutting vegetables. Lin Xian slowly retracted his palm and said indifferently, "To be defeated by the mountain-embracing seal, you should be proud." Boom. In the distance, Jing Yun descended from the sky, forming a large crack. He stood up, his body was covered with wounds. It was extremely terrifying. At this moment, his eyes were red. He lost. He was actually defeated. "Damn brat, I'm going to kill you." After speaking, A ray of light flew out from between his eyebrows. Lin Xian coldly snorted. The sacred mountain in the sky descended to block the attack. However, the sacred mountain was instantly sent flying. Lin Xian was also sent flying back, smashing into two mountains. He felt that his arm was about to split open. When countless people saw this scene, they cried out in alarm. What was that? Jingyan looked up to the sky and laughed. Ha ha, brat, you're dead. You want to compete with me? In your next life. An arrogant voice resounded between heaven and earth. The faces of the people of Peerless City and True Spirit World became incomparably ugly. Could it be that Lin Xian, who had just won, was killed by someone? Damn it, you sneak attacked me, Jingyan sneered. Who said that the battle was over? It was his own carelessness. Whoever is not convinced, come and die. He was incomparably powerful. Those below the Sage King realm did not dare to resist him. Great, this guy is finally dead. The people of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion laughed. The people of the buried Emperor's Star also heaved a sigh of relief. However, a figure walked out from the shattered mountain in the distance. He threw countless huge rocks into the sky. Then he walked on the ground. Sneak attack me? You're already at the end of your road. Don't you have any other methods? But do you think that you can kill me like this? Lin Xian's voice was ice cold. He was also angry. If the divine mountain hadn't blocked that attack for him, he would have been dead already. This attack could penetrate his body. Clearly, that was his opponent's trump card. Not dead. The people from the buried Emperor's Star were all stunned. Even Jingyan's pupils shrank. How could this be? Could it be because of the illusion of the sacred mountain? I didn't think that your luck would be so good to be able to survive. However, you'll definitely die now. The white light flew out from between his eyebrows again. It was only then that the crowd discovered that it was a palm carved out of white jade. It was incomparably mysterious and possessed an extremely powerful force. Moreover, there was a speck of blood-colored light inside. Clearly, that was a drop of blood left behind by an expert for Jingyun to protect his life. Let's see how you're going to dodge this time. As he spoke, he waved his hand, and his jade-white palm rapidly shot forth. There was a monstrous law on it, and the aura of a powerhouse filled the air. Damn it, this isn't your power. Fu Hongye, Shangguan Shaoxian, and the others roared. However, it was useless. The light from the palm was too powerful, and it instantly shot towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian's expression became incomparably cold. This was his opponent's super powerful trump card, and he had to use his trump card to contend against it. In the next moment, he directly took out the Great Destruction Spear and attacked. Boundless demonic chi surged, as if a peerless demon god had appeared. Everyone's expression changed. Sacred King Divine Ghost had instantly said that he was going to use a Sacred King's weapon. There was no need to fight this battle anymore. However, Peerless Sacred King blocked his opponent. Did you think that the jade-white palm was the opponent's true strength? It contained the law and power of a powerhouse. If others can use their trump cards, why can't we? Sacred King Divine Ghost was speechless after hearing this. At this moment, the two attacks collided, and a shocking light burst out. The jade-white palm was trembling from the impact. Lin Xian roared, and the great dragon sword soul in his body erupted. The great destruction spear in his hand became even more terrifying. At this moment, his demonic chi was monstrous, as if he had turned into a demon god. One attack after another. In an instant, thousands of attacks were launched, and it directly collapsed in the void. Then, cracks appeared on the jade-white palm, and it shattered with a loud bang. Boundless demonic chi swallowed everything. How was this possible? Jingyan was completely dumbfounded. Had his strongest trump card, his life-saving method, been destroyed? Damn it, That was a sacred king's weapon. He gritted his teeth and wanted to say something, but Lin Xian had already arrived in front of him. Since his opponent had no trump card, he did not need to use the Great Destruction Spear. Therefore, he directly slapped out. With a bang, the slap landed on his opponent's face and sent him flying. His opponent's face was directly shattered. The words he wanted to say were also forcefully extinguished. Then Lin Xian made a strong move. No one dared to compete with him in close combat. Sure enough, no matter how strong Jingyun was in close combat, he was beaten miserably, and his body was soon shattered. A bloody mist filled the sky, and he wanted to escape. However, Lin Xian formed a Tai Chi diagram, and with one attack, endless yin and yang power appeared, especially the law of death. It crazily absorbed the opponent's vitality. Jingyun was so frightened that his face turned pale. "No, damn it, stop it. You dare to attack me, you're dead." Lin Xian coldly snorted, and with a slap, he sent Jingyun flying. He said coldly, "Now you know fear? Then, when you challenged me just now, did you think that this would be the result? Do you think that if you weren't from the buried Emperor's star, you would be able to live until now? Your soul would have been destroyed long ago. But, so, what if you're from the buried Emperor's star? Come over and admit your mistake. Otherwise, I won't let you off today." What? Jingyun was furious, and his face became incomparably sinister. "You want me to admit my mistake? You want me to lower my head? Damn it, you want me to lose face? If I admit my mistake, I reckon that I won't be able to raise my head again. If this matter spread back, I will lose all my face." However, a trace of cold-killing intent appeared in Lin Xian's eyes. If it wasn't for his senior brother, Limitless Saint King, and the other's voice transmission telling him to hold back and not become enemies with the buried Emperor's star, he would have already destroyed Jingyun's star soul. Humph! Seeing Jingyun hesitating, he directly split Jingyun's body in half. "What? You don't want to? Then I don't mind using some methods. Even if I don't kill you, I can keep you by my side and use some secret techniques on you every day. I think you can last for a few days." Hearing these words, Jingyun's eyes filled with fear. This is even more unbearable than killing him. He can only say that he was wrong this time. He will apologize to you and spare his life. When these words came out, the surrounding people were all stunned. The people from the buried Emperor's star were also stunned. Even someone as strong as Jingyun is begging for mercy? Who allowed you to stand? Kneel down and say it. Lin Xian waved his hand, and the Tai Chi diagram slashed towards Jingyun's legs. Chapter 44. 02. Boom. Jingyun directly knelt down. "Speak." Jingyun gritted his teeth so hard that they shattered. He fainted from anger. This was 10,000 times worse than killing him. Fainted? Lin Xian sneered. Jingyun was so arrogant before, and now he wanted to escape? He circulated the cold law of death and enveloped Jingyun. Jingyun immediately woke up and was terrified. "I don't have much patience. You only have one chance," Lin Xian said coldly. Jingyun was in despair. He wanted Lin Xian to kill him, but Lin Xian didn't. Lin Xian was tormenting him. "I apologize. I shouldn't have attacked you. Please spare my life. Get lost. Don't let me see you again." Lin Xian waved his hand and said coldly. Jingyun retreated. He gritted his teeth and said, "Let's go." With that, he left with his people. On the other side, Han Chong's eyes flickered. He also left with his people. Everyone knew that this matter wouldn't end like this. After all, these people came from the buried Emperor's star. They had lost face here and would definitely fight back. Lin Xian didn't care because he would soon head to the buried Emperor's star. When he arrived there, he would definitely stir up a storm. At that time, these people would only become his stepping stones. Then he looked ahead and sneered. All right, no one cared about what happened here anymore. 10,000 Swords Pavilion, we can continue. The 10,000 Swords Pavilion's people were pale. They felt despair. Sacred King Divine Ghost's face was also ferocious. This scene was completely out of their expectations. Could it be that another battle was going to break out? However, Saint King Yenling frowned, because the other side had as many Saint Kings as they did. Once they started fighting, they would lose. Although they were strong, the deity Dao Union's people might be here. At that time, no one would know what the result would be. Sacred King Divine Ghost gritted his teeth. Are you really not going to give us any face? Sacred King Peerless snorted coldly. When you attacked Peerless City, did you think of giving us some face? Since you didn't, then prepare to bear the consequences. Sacred King Soaring Sky from Demon City also gritted his teeth. Sacred King Peerless, are you sure you want to do this? Sacred King Peerless looked at him. Thousand Demon City, I still remember you. You've always been at odds with my Peerless City. Don't make me attack you. Hearing this, the Soaring Sky Saint King's pupils constricted. He gritted his teeth with a ferocious expression. However, he didn't dare to say anything. They all looked at Spirit Saint King Yen. Sage King Yen Ling's eyes flickered. He had been scouting the surroundings. He wanted to know if the deity Dao Union's people had come, but he never noticed. However, he did not dare to be careless. The deity Dao Union was mysterious and unfathomable. Who knew when it would appear? All right, let's begin. It's a fair fight. My junior brother won't make a move, but my disciples will. You can send as many people as you want. Let's begin. Following that, Ling Hu Chue Xue and the others began to attack. It wasn't just the young geniuses anymore. Even the elders were attacking. Seeing the elders attack, Lin Xian said, "Since you're using the elders, it's not too much for me to attack, right?" After saying that, he also attacked aggressively. The moment the Taiji diagram appeared, the two figures instantly turned into a bloody mist. Then his man-ruler's seal and mountain-embracing seal swept out in all directions. These elders couldn't withstand it at all. Not long after, another 3 people fell. Divine Ghost Saint King's heart was bleeding. He wanted to attack, but he was being watched by Peerless Saint King. This time, he didn't bring many people with him, but every one of them was a top genius, an expert. However, these people were all dying at this moment. If all of them died, then the loss would be too great. He finally couldn't take it anymore. A cold, murderous intent appeared in his eyes. At the same time, the void split open. A terrifying, murderous aura swept out, directly enveloping Lin Xian. This attack was really too terrifying. Heaven and earth changed. Everyone's expression changed. They couldn't react at all. Even Lin Xian's pupils shrank. At the moment of crisis, he opened the Great Sage Pagoda and was sent flying. The Great Sage Pagoda kept shaking, and he vomited large mouthfuls of blood. At the same time, he used the void escape and quickly dodged. Humph! Peerless Saint King snorted coldly. The peerless sword flew out, cutting through the void. On the other side, Vast Sea Saint King also attacked. Endless seawater churned, and one sea beast after another swept out in all directions, covering the entire sky. Then the void completely shattered. From inside, a black-clothed figure wearing a mask appeared. Seeing this, Lin Xian snorted coldly. You really attacked again. It seemed that the Myriad Swords Pavilion and the human world were also connected. If that was the case, then there was no need for them to exist. Damn it, the surrounding people's pupils shrank. Even Divine Ghost Saint King was stunned. To be honest, he didn't plan to let the human world attack because he wanted to do it himself. How could this be? On the side, Silver Corpse Saint King said, "It's useless to think about it now. Let's work together to kill them." Obviously, the human world was called over by Silver Corpse Saint King and the others. Divine, Ghost Saint King's expression was ugly, but at this point, it was impossible for him to go back on his words. Now he could only work together to kill Peerless Saint King and the others. Junior brother, you should retreat. Peerless Saint King sent out a devouring vortex. Lin Xian nodded and quickly retreated. Next, there would be an even more terrifying battle between the Saint Kings. Sure enough, the surrounding people of the true spirit world were stunned. No way, the Saint Kings were going to attack. And there were so many of them. Peerless, today is the day you die. Divine, Ghost Saint King roared and rushed over with the firmament sword. The firmament sword emitted endless killing intent, overturning heaven and earth. The surrounding people were all sent flying, vomiting blood. Run away quickly. They couldn't fight a battle between Saint Kings. Peerless Saint King snorted coldly. At the same time, the surrounding people all retreated. The Saint Kings instantly attacked. Attack. Silver Corpse Saint King roared. But at this time, the void split open and a light scattered, directly striking Spirit Saint King. Spirit Saint King was about to attack, but he was sneak attacked from behind and was sent flying. Even Silver Corpse Saint King was shocked and hurriedly sent out the Yellow Springs diagram to defend. At the same time, he looked around and roared crazily. Who dares to sneak attack us? Spirit Saint King, Yen coughed up large mouthfuls of blood. His body had been shattered by this attack, and he was severely injured. Blood flowed, dyeing the sky red. He roared at the sky, his expression ferocious, and his terrifying gaze pierced through the space behind him. In the void behind him, a hazy figure appeared. The aura emitted from his body was very mysterious, and above his head there was a pagoda floating up and down. The pagoda was releasing a terrifying power, and the aura on it was enough to shatter heaven and earth. The desolate tower's phantom? Spirit Saint King felt his hair stand on end. He felt a fatal aura. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.